I might have screwed up your camera. So, how is traffic, though? How is traffic?
It's been good. We haven't been
increasing.
Yeah, it's increasing. Every week we've put
How
about
are the actual
$46 million worth of cars through the app at this point.
Whoa. In financing?
No, just pure, like, that's the value of the metal that's passed through.
It is really a financing play. So how is that working out?
That is working well. We've got about a $10 million portfolio today.
Shit, that could be worse, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And that's higher. Well, it's not necessarily higher interest, is it?
No,
because it's not. It's regular pay.
Well, it's like 2.9, interest rate and up, depending on credit score.
Tom, which headphones are you using?
You don't want to.
Excuse me. Which headphones are you using?
Well, right now
because you walk around, I got to switch the banner or something down.
Yeah, pretty low.
Okay.
Allow those guys out, but
I'm going to start out
kind of balance the whole
regular.
3 or 4 repo people,
Yeah.
Thanks for no thanks.
Yeah.
$49.45. Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance. Hey, John, Liberty Mutual just saved you $782. Liberty did what? Yeah, a lot of money.
It's kids' weekend. This is where I get exhausted.
Visit us online.
I think of interesting things to do.
Visit us online.
That's the hard part, is entertaining sometimes.
They're so good at entertaining themselves, they usually know what they want to do.
Cool.
It's a no-brainer after school, and then it's noodles. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That's not dinner, that's a snack. My kids eat all the time.
Sure.
Which is, because Stephanie's son doesn't eat, except if he needs to. He has no joy in food, so she's frustrated at that, because, and then I have just the opposite.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate, going on 40 years in this town, plus, started when I was just a little pup. We are just kicking butt. I love what we do. I honest to God, love coming to work because I love helping people. If you had to sum up this show, it's helping. Help, information, and referrals. So, what we do is we take calls on this show. We take calls 24/7, really, and then Dan goes through 303 Martino every single day and pulls out the calls he thinks should be on the radio. Then he takes the other calls and assigns them to deputies so we can get to them. Dan, on an average, what? Messages left.
It really depends. Wow,
Well,
is that not working?
On a low day, no, you're working.
Low 10, day could
10,
be 3 or 4, and then
up to 100.
15, 20.
Okay, and then so then the dozens that we get are probably over a weekend, because I know sometimes you're just one after. I just keep hearing them. I'm saying, wow, okay, but that's good though, because it is something that we offer. 303 Martino. 303-627-8466. So please avail yourself of that, okay? And then that number automatically routes to the show when we're on the air, which is 303-713-TALK. Hey, if you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. Today is car day. What we do is we have car days on Friday. That doesn't mean only cars, but it's where we, have an emphasis on cars. Never a one-topic show, but that's cool. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, live for not live, but downloads, iTunes and iHeart and other places. And, of course, Referralist.com has all of our content, and there's a link to Troubleshooter.com. If you ever have any suggestions for us on how we can do our job better, please let us know. And if you want to help out ever, let us know. We do utilize deputies around the country, and we love having people to help. Today, Mark Machowski's with us from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech, and Andrew Price with Blinker. And Blinker is Blinker.com. Really, it's an app and a website, and it's for selling cars. It's that easy. But the thing I like about it, in addition to selling the car, it allows you to really sell your car with financing. You see, when you want to sell your car and you owe money on the car, you don't know what to do. How do you pay it off plus get the profit? Or if there's a loss, what do you do? And how do you transfer title? And what paperwork do you need for DMV? Well, when you go to a dealer, you never worry about it. You just go, and they arrange everything. Well, that's kind of like Blinker. You just put your car up there. If someone wants financing, they go through Blinker to buy your car. So you can provide financing for people. I love the idea. I absolutely, positively love the idea. So if you ever need help, please go to blinker.com and try to sell a car. I had mine up there. I know somebody bought a car there. They told me about it. So anyway, anything you want to talk about, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And as I said, it is car day. And this hour brought to you by my favorite person, really one of my favorite people, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. As I've said before, you might find great people. Yeah, there are a lot of good people, but you'll never find anybody better than Frank or more devoted than Frank. Frank Duran, 303-920-1622, whether buying or selling. Alex, what's going on with your Ford? Talk to us.
So, I called in 2 weeks ago.
Tell me what the problem was.
So I've had transmission problems. I've had the car in the shop 8 times.
And now, is this a new or used vehicle, Alex? I'm just trying to spark my memory here and look at my notes if I have any. Go ahead.
Well, you weren't there actually. It was the day.
All right, then tell us what it is. Then you have a used Ford, and you were having transmission problems. New or used on this?
Brand new. I bought it a year ago with 71 miles on it.
71 miles, brand new. Okay, so the problem is what?
It's been in the shop 8 times, and 7 of which were for the same problem, for the transmission. And they didn't get anything going on it. They were never able to fix it. So
he pretty much qualified for a lemon. It had been almost a year, and I think if I recall this one right, Tom, the due date was like a couple days right before he called.
What did you do about it?
Or after.
What did you do about it?
So it was a couple days before. It was a couple days before I called, and I had spoke with somebody at Ford about doing a buyback. And
yeah, I understand.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah.
And then,
but they
came down to that on the last day. They weren't calling me back.
Was this a mandatory arbitration through the Better Business Bureau?
No, they did this on their own.
All right. So what's the problem? Is there a problem, or are you just letting us know everything's cool?
Well, I think everything's cool now. I've had Daphne helping me out.
Okay, Deputy Daphne.
I do have a question though.
Go ahead, sir.
So they started saying they started off telling me it was a buyback. And I got an email yesterday saying that it was a vehicle replacement.
Yeah, they have their choice really on replacement or buyback. I like the replacement because I'll tell you why. I like the replacement. Excuse me, because you can quantify it. With a buyback, they're allowed to take depreciation, and I don't like that. So it's my personal opinion. Anyway, so keep going. You thought it was a buyback. It turns out to be a replacement. Are you done with Ford? Are you thinking I don't even want it?
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking I don't want anything to do with it anymore. I'm done. We've had problems with 2 different dealerships.
Yeah, but you don't get to just, oddly enough, you don't just get to back out of it if they're willing to make you whole.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and so
but you can always sell it or trade it in, right?
Yeah, and I'm not 100% against doing the vehicle replacement.
Well, let's make sure it's really a good replacement too. So we'll help you through that step, okay?
Yeah. It's actually the one that I was looking at is the guy asked me if I wanted the same one, and I told him no way. I went in and looked at the one I was originally looking at, the vehicle I was originally looking at, and I think we're gonna start looking through with that one.
Okay. Well, let me know how it goes, Alex. Listen, here's the deal. If they make you whole, you don't have a choice. You can't just back out. But we'll talk each step of the way and make sure that you're satisfied. That's what we do. It's as if Alex is my brother. We help people spread the word. And this thing going on with dog food right now has us baffled. Moldy dog food, 30, how many dead puppies? How many?
32, Tom.
Oh, my God, I just thought I had that number wrong. 32 dead puppies, quality German Shepherds. They're bred for service dogs and for police work and for protection. They go for about $1,900 a pup. Now, I will say this. The attorney we had hoped might take this case will not take it because she doesn't represent breeders of any kind.
She doesn't like puppy mills.
Well, and they're
Bendinelli's looking into it, Tom.
What's that?
Bendinelli's looking
Okay,
into it. He's
this-
just busy right
good.
now.
This is not a puppy mill, but still, the animal rights attorney or animal law firm, they just don't represent breeders. And it is. They don't like puppy mills, but Mark, they don't like breeders, and I'll tell you why. They say there's never a reason to breed dogs because you can get all kinds of dogs alive, and she's right, you know, at the pound and all of that. So that's why.
Well, I've always went to a breeder for my Doberman. So.
Yeah, but and so people do. People have specific. But then she points to rescue. I'm not going to get into a political debate about it, but that's why she's not taking the case. And the dog food company, we have a statement from them, Suzanne. Do you have it available?
I think Daff gave it to you yesterday. I can reprint it.
What I didn't get...
She said she was going to...
If you look at the pictures, and we'll have Dan put them up of the dog food that's open, Dan. If you look at them, the mold... If I open that... I've got dogs. I open a new bag of dog food. It seems to me you would have seen what the mold was right there. That's the part I don't get. Who fed the dogs?
And I need to read the statement from Cargill. We need to get it. As I said, I told her I needed it available for the show, and so please make sure we get it, okay? Because we have to do it. If we're mentioning it, they did respond, so we have to do it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Kathy, welcome to the show, Kathy. What's going on with you?
Well, last Sunday I went over to my Verizon wireless store in the Southland Mall area down by South University.
Yeah.
Went to go pay my bill by cash. Seemed like a normal thing to do.
It's a very abnormal thing to do. I've never gone to a store to pay anything in cash. Man, do you do this every month?
Yes.
Oh, really? Do you do that like with utilities and other things?
No.
Okay. So what's happening? What went wrong?
What went wrong was I went to go give the man my money like I've done every month. I've done this for years. And I was appalled. The young man was very rude, first of all.
What?
Yeah, he was rude.
How terrible is that? Why would somebody be rude if you just want to pay a bill?
Well, his attitude kind of stinks.
What did he do? Well, give me an example.
Well, he said to me, "We can no longer take your payment." And I looked at him. I said, "Well, my bill's due. All I want to do is pay it on time,
right?
And get it, into the company."
Yeah,
seems simple enough to me.
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, we have to have you do one of our alternative methods of payment." So I said, "Well, what are you getting at?" And he says, "Well, you have to either pay it on the internet." I don't trust that because I've had my own personal computer hacked into.
Yeah.
We don't need to go there.
All right, so they're allowed to set payment options. They're allowed to do that as long as they're reasonable. In other words, they can't say to you, "We need it sent. You need to personally deliver it." To an address that's out of state. I mean, you know what I'm saying. It just has to be reasonable. So, Kathy, let's get right to the point. You didn't like the options.
Right. And then he offered me the kiosk, and I don't know how trustworthy those are because who takes the money out of them at the end of the day? Things like, is it a computerized jig? Because we know about ATMs and gas pump things being hacked into where people put
anyway, so is this the whole thing? I mean, other than being rude, I mean, you just don't... And are you sure he was rude or you're just pissed because they wouldn't take the payment?
It's kind of both.
Okay. So, how'd you get your cold?
How'd I get my what?
Do you have a cold?
No, hon. I have allergies year-round.
Oh, my God. You sound like you do.
Yes, I have allergies year-round. I just stay on my antihistamines.
Oh, my goodness. You're plagued by them, so much so that I just noticed it right away.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I don't care. I can't catch it over the phone.
No, you can't. It's not contagious.
Okay. I know. So listen.
I always joke when people say I'll say it's seasonal. And I say, yeah, but mine's year-round.
Have you ever had, have you ever tried good allergy treatment?
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
I'm so sensitive to allergy shots, all that stuff. They're afraid to even.
You're allergic to allergy shots.
Well, the stuff that's in them, bud.
So listen, did you finally work out a way to pay your bill?
I wound up calling headquarters in out in New York City for Verizon.
What did you find?
Spoke with several different representatives.
And what did you
and
find?
they're saying that they no longer will accept cash as a method of payment.
Okay.
And I said, well, you never notified me in my last bill that I couldn't pay that.
So anyway, where does it stand right now?
Right now, I'm forced
I guess
to do the kiosk in the store or mail it in like old school.
Okay, well, Kathy, you know what? A lot of us are transitioning. I have everything on auto pay for a reason. However, I'm against auto pay in certain circumstances. I originated it on my login. I can terminate it. And I don't do auto pay through my bank. I do it on each individual website. There is a way to do it through your site, which is pretty good. Don't ever let them do it. Don't ever let them initiate it. Art of Granite is truly an art. If you see the beautiful kitchens Mitch Floria does, he's a direct stone importer. But what do I always say I love about Art of Granite? What's the number one thing? Well, of course, it has to be they do great work, right? But I mean beyond the normal stuff, right? They're honest, ethical, do great work. You can get prices on the phone. So if you have some measurements in a photo or, just an idea of what you want, and you can relate that to Mitch, he'll give you a price on the phone, and really it's within $100 or so. The only thing that changes, if you change completely the surface material from granite to quartz or something, he can do any stone, and he can do any solid surface. Give him a call. Get a price on the phone. They also do cabinets, and of course they do tear out and haul away free, and they do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. 303-386-5919. Get your price. 303-386-5919.
So, Mark, you have Dobermans.
He's always had Dobermans.
So, Cheryl and I was thinking, I want to get Doberman. We've had German Shepherds for years.
I'm going to switch.
Not what it
Two.
used to be.
Probably a German Shepherd, but I'm not in any rush. Here's I love Dobermans, and if I lived anywhere else in the fucking world, I'd have them. Our dry weather here, everyone I've owned itches, allergy season hits, it's horrible.
Oh, really?
They're prone to it, man.
Oh, wow.
It's just it's the climate.
Yeah, we got a Doberman picture
They're great dogs.
club
So loyal.
or something. I forgot what it's called.
I got all mine from Rocky Ford. Both times. Actually, that's not true. Dobie, remember that big red one I had? He came from the Max Fund, of all places. He was a rescue. But Bella and my other ones.
Border collies.
No.
But here's the thing with German Shepherds, they get that.
Wild turkey. This fucker got its whole thing up there. Oh my god, I thought it was going to fucking kill it.
We have 4 of them now on our property.
The turkeys?
Well, we live on North Turkey Creek Drive, and I'm always wondering, how come I never see any turkeys?
God, they're everywhere in our neighborhood.
So now,
I
they're
understood
starting.
that email
We'll-
as I
we'll
did
get
need
it.
to
First
get it
year,
checked
all the
out
years
today,
we lived
right?
up there,
Is that how
there's
you
turkeys on the
understood
We'll
it?
have 20, 30 of them. Any
that's
given
cool.
day.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't check, because
Yeah,
I
I'll
want
take
to,
them.
I don't
they're
want to
so
screw
weird
that
when,
one up.
when they're not brushed up. They're like, they look like almost geese, like fat
Oh, yeah,
geese.
that's right. They're females.
But then when they, then all of a sudden they're
Well, that's the male.
Yeah, the male does that.
That's
but
the
the
female.
female-
Right.
Oh, the females don't do that?
No.
No,
I
pets
didn't know
don't do
that.
that. No.
Yeah, just the males.
Is there usually
So
like
look at the
one
male,
male
just
and then a shitload of
Yeah,
females?
look at the males, Mark.
They'll
You'll
hang
see
out
that because
together.
of the ear.
I don't get that close to those fuckers, man. They freak me out.
I'm
Someone
going to
told me
tell
they
Eric
can fly
to
a
email
little.
me the
They
extension.
can just like enough to get into a tree.
Right. Exactly.
Then I will send this and this.
They like shiny
Okay?
stuff.
That's eyes. Shiny eyes.
I'll kick one. If I'd go right for it, man. I'd kill that son.
Right, but I print
They
the
look
coupon
mean
out.
though.
Yeah, right.
We raised
Okay.
turkeys, and that
Yeah,
was it.
I'll
You
get
just
that.
have to be careful because they can't
good.
bend over.
And then
But
I'll talk to you later about
like buttons,
cash flow and everything.
you know, anything
We got
shiny, they
advertising,
like peck
all
at.
that shit, whatever I need to do.
But I'm sure wild are a lot tougher than
Okay,
tame
perfect.
turkeys.
Sure, and they dig up a lot of the ground.
Yeah,
Oh, they dig the hell out of
they're
it.
good eating though.
Oh, yeah.
What's good?
Turkeys.
Wild
Let's
turkey.
go hunt this fall.
Shit, my fucking neighbors would kill me if you ever killed anything.
Why?
I don't know, man.
22 doesn't make a lot of noise.
I shoot guns out there all the time.
So to say, hey,
We had one
there's an
neighbor,
accident.
one house over, had a fucking bear on his property.
Oh, wow.
You know how hard, think of how far a bear has to come to get to Franktown.
Yeah.
I mean, they said they very rarely ever see a bear there. So. Upstate New York, we'd go out. My grandfather would bring me up to the dump, man.
Yeah.
When we go camping.
Hundreds of them.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Plumline Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Plumline Services. A couple things I want to bring out about Plumline right now that I think will benefit you. First, they have the 93 are free with drains. This time of year, a lot of people have drain problems, and if your drain is even slow right now, don't wait for it to back up. If you're having any indication of drain problems, for $93 they're going to clear it. If they can't, the call is free. But what's really good is with the free call, obviously there's a problem. They can't get through it. They're going to tell you what's wrong with it and give you an estimate. If there is a problem and you want it done, you're not going to get a better deal than with them because they have their own drain division. By all means, call. You have nothing to lose. It's 93 or free if you want to get your drain solved. You know, sometimes it just takes, breaking through. The other thing I want to mention, the 93 are free. They also do a fine fix or free with electrical problems. Often people don't call on electrical problems because, it takes hours and it can cost you a lot of money just to find out what's wrong. So isn't it nice to have one price, $149, and you'll know they'll find it for that price and fix it for that price with parts, or it's free. You see, most electrical problems will fall into that category. If it doesn't, they'll tell you why. They're not just going to say no. They're going to tell you why, and you'll see logically why it can't be done for $149. But the call will be free, and you'll get a full written report. Fine, fix, or free, $149 with parts, including parts for electrical, or 93 are free with drains. 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Okay, today is car day, and we're talking about problems, questions, and complaints. What do you think about payments? Do you think that they have a right to say, we're not taking cash anymore, you can't walk in and pay? I think that's totally all right. Hey, Mark Machowski, how do you prefer payment in car repair?
Well, most people pay with a credit card.
How do you like it? How do you like it? How do you like it? What do you like?
It's easy. I like a credit card. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's automatically
A lot of people
deposited
don't
right
like,
to our account.
They don't like the small discount you have to pay to the credit card company. A lot of people say, well, it's like I'm getting 2 or 3% less.
Right.
What do you think, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto?
Well, same thing. I mean, it cuts down on the bookkeeping, cuts down on just people misplacing the money.
Now, with Blinker.com, you don't worry about payment. You guys don't have any paid services, do you, for selling the car?
We don't. It's free, back and forth.
Now, so when you finance, there are obviously finance charges, but do you have loan origination fees or app fees?
We do not. For when you're doing a refinance, we do a fee there, about $150.
So hold on, that's something we should talk about.
Yeah.
In addition to financing a car you find on there, if I have a car with equity, I can get cash out.
Yes, you can.
Well, that's cool. About what percentage of your finance business are refinances?
Right now, we're doing a lot. We are. It's actually our main.
Or
yeah,
it's
probably.
main?
Probably more than 60% right now.
Oh my goodness!
Our refinances. We're available to do a refinance for vehicles in Colorado, Texas, Florida, California.
Do you do a refinance only if the car is paid off, or can you refinance and pull cash out if you have a loan?
Yeah, still if you have a loan.
Both.
Absolutely, yep.
So you take care of paying off the old and then sending the difference in cash.
Exactly.
But, oh, okay. So refinancing, never thought of it. What are rates running right now? I know you're not in control of that, but what are they roughly?
Well, our best rate is about 2.9%.
Okay. And, you know, for cars, that's not bad. 303.
That's pretty good. I mean,
713 talk. If you have any questions about Blinker.com, give us a call. Okay, so wouldn't it be nice if there was, now listen to this, guys, if there was an app for car repairs. Now, I don't mean like for your business or your business, but I mean this. You have a problem with your car, and you put it out on an app, and mechanics can, maybe I just invented something. Mechanics, unless there's something, mechanics can bid on it. I'll do it for this much money. And they have to be approved, and then you can pay by credit card on the app. In fact, you could finance it. Wouldn't that be cool? You know, a lot of times people don't do a transmission because they can't afford it. Imagine if there was equity in the car, these guys could finance a major repair, although you probably don't want to do small loans like that because they're probably a pain in the ass. Do you have a minimum loan amount?
I think about $6,000.
See, okay, I have something here. I know I have something here. A car repair app and some way to finance, because it's the financing part that gets people. And Mark, on our new app, which is coming out on other stuff, are we going to have financing available? That's one thing we should consider.
We have not built that in yet. We can take payments.
But but think about it. If somebody needed a giant thing, I'm not saying what it is, this new app.
Yeah, but we could actually...
could you imagine how cool that would be to finance?
Well, for some of the home services stuff, it'd be very cool.
Okay.
Like for a new furnace.
And I just said I'm not going to say what we're doing.
And you didn't say anything.
But you did.
I know.
Anyway, this app is better than anything you've ever seen in your entire life. Guaranteed.
First of its kind.
First week out, I will guarantee that we are going to recover more than $100,000 for people. That's all I'm going to say. And Mark, that's all you're going to say. We're going to recover the first week more than $100,000. Easily the first week more than $100,000. Chip. You're calling about a chip in your glass. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be something? You know? Hey, let me just say this. We have some lines open, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, and you can get right through. You don't have to have a car problem, but it is car day. Chip, what's going on? You were shipping a car? Tell us about it.
Okay. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, man, sure.
Appreciate it, brother. So I relocated back to Mansfield to come take care of my family, and I had a vehicle that was pretty heavy, and they wouldn't let me tow it behind the Penske, so I called Direct Express, and then they apparently hired UZ Autotrans out of Commerce City. The guy that came up picked it up.
Are we talking about Mansfield, Texas?
We're talking about Mansfield, Ohio, round on the sides and high in the middle.
Okay, so you're going to ship from here to Ohio, and who picked the place? Penske referred them?
No, Penske didn't. I just, went on the interweb and found a place. They had a good.
All right, what's the name of the place? What's the name of the place you used?
Okay, the place I used that shipped it, that came to pick it up was UZ as in zebra, so U, capital Z, Autotrans, and I have their phone number.
All right. So who did you sign the contract with?
Well, I signed the contract with Direct Express.
Now, how did you do that? Online?
Correct.
Did you actually sign it electronically?
Yes.
Okay. So when you signed that contract, UZ showed up. Now keep going. Where's the problem? It was damaged?
The problem is, so I wasn't out here yet, so they picked it up on March 26th.
Okay.
With a flatbed, and the guy's name was Tom. And
Okay.
I've got his number as well.
Did you say Todd or Tom?
Tom, Tom.
Okay, so what happened?
Okay, so they put it on the flatbed. Away it went.
Yeah.
They said it'll be in Ohio. 4 to 5 days. They take it down to their hub. I get home. I wasn't here yet. We were driving across country. My sister signed for it.
Yeah.
Everything looked good. Well, it's a taller vehicle. It's a Toyota Land Cruiser. It's a 94. So it's
all right.
kind of
Let's get. Here's what I want to do right now, and then we'll
Get to
work
the point?
backwards. No, first, and then I'll work backwards. And anything you really think you need to tell me, you can. But what is the damage?
The whole roof is damaged.
Oh my God! They didn't go under an underpass with that thing and do that, did they?
That's what I think happened.
Oh my goodness! All right, hold on, Chip. Whoa!
Let's try to get a picture set.
Yeah, try to get us, Suzanne, see if you can get a picture of this. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Wow. Are you looking for siding or windows? K&H, Home Solutions. Now, they've been in business 62 years. I know both owners, the original one and the one now that's been there 30 years. Ted Rowland's a great guy. And seriously, I know him personally. By the way, he was a skydiver. We had something in common. We love flying. And we talk about this. What makes a company stand out? Longevity, warranties, and now the price. Everlast Siding is the best siding you're ever going to see ever. It's got the look and feel of cedar with a palette of colors. Energy efficient, waterproof, color fast, and really a lifetime of durability. You get a $6,200 discount when you buy this siding. That's a big discount. $6,200 in honor of the 62 years in business. 303-421-7100 if you have any questions. But go to khwindows.com and you can make your own appointment and read more about Everlast. khwindows.com.
So if someone
in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, shut up!
The first 5 minutes.
They tell you in the first 5 minutes.
I was going to say something like that.
Why do you find that
They
so
just
funny?
tell you.
I've not found
Like
that.
hey, isn't it a wonderful day out? Oh, yeah. Good day to go
I'd
flying.
love it.
Yeah.
But what would be... I've never experienced that.
I see you're painting your garage. Oh, yes, I am. I'm painting it
Just
blue,
the other day,
like the sky.
Howard, the guy that Howard that came on.
Did he? Oh,
he
God.
said,
he was so
yeah, I had lunch with you, Tom. We're both pilots.
For 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Well, they might say that because they want to know they have something in common. Or if they talk to you, they might say, I have a motor home. I don't know.
My manager at Summerjam, I swear everybody he met knew that he was new. He would say that.
Really?
I swear to God.
We would say what?
He would say that, somehow you bring in the conversation that he was a pilot. Anybody he met that was new, I swear.
Here's your breakfast, sir. Oh, those eggs are great. Not like on my plane.
You would.
Have you thought of that? I have never seen that really.
Oh man, this guy.
I bet it is.
I notice it with me when people meet me because I think they want to identify with something.
And they know you're a
like
pilot.
when I had a horse, people that had horses would say, hey, I have a horse, and I think it's more, I don't know, even like Corvettes. I have a Corvette. I think it's more that kind of thing. But you're saying, Mark, even if the other person is not a pilot or does not have a Corvette or does not,
I'm saying if you bump into a pilot at Walmart, he'll come up with a reason to tell you he's a pilot.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're just waiting in line.
Is that the mold right there on top?
That's what I'm saying.
Holy cow!
How the fuck did they feed the dogs
that's what I was.
And you would give that to a dog.
That's
the part I don't understand about the whole case.
You would take the bag and take it right back, get your money back, and get another one.
Have you seen the pictures?
I know.
Man, that's horrible.
Hold on.
Can you make it
No.
bigger?
Oh, you got them. You got
I'll get it,
We
make
set
it
'em.
bigger on
It's hard for me to see what that.
Well, it's just a big chunk of mold.
Well, it almost
It's a huge chunk.
It almost
But
looks like.
I bought dog food that was moldy.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get it
from
from?
the feaster? No. No, I took a scoop of it, took it back to the feaster. I didn't even take it all back. I threw the rest of it
They
away.
said what they're saying is when they packaged it, the food company, the dog food company, it was still too warm. Sure. They should have let it cool more, so then it cooled inside the bag. But who the fuck would give that to a dog?
I don't care how hungry those dogs are. I'm not going to feed them that.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of dogs
I'd like to
wouldn't
see
eat
it
it.
They
bigger.
killed 32
Well,
of them.
they're puppies.
I'd like to see it
Are these
bigger,
the
though.
dead ones here?
Oh, is it?
Send the pictures of the dead dogs in the newspaper.
No.
That's them? Those are, that's dogs.
Oh,
Those are dead dogs.
Can we
Shame
get
on them
should we
for
get a
feeding
close-up
that
on them?
That's, I know, and everybody's pissed at the dog food company, who of course they fucked up. But who would feed that to a dog?
You ever get bad food from the grocery store? What do you want to eat it and chew them? I mean, you throw it
I
away.
have, dude. I got a steak one time. I swear to God. On the bottom, it was fucking green. Let me see. Are you saying?
How did those,
I'm saying if you had a dog, you would never fucking feed your dog.
Well, it's just...
Mark, let me see it. It's right here. That's mold. Wait,
Come on.
it can't be that.
But it's the
Yeah,
same
I
thing
know.
as horses.
Oh my
You've
God.
seen
That's why I want to
moldy
see
hay
it
with
bigger.
your horses.
Oh, what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit
yeah,
to
yeah.
get
So you don't feed it to
like
them, you throw it.
furs?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it bigger.
Okay,
though.
where is it? Foot dog.
Can you make it bigger there, Mark?
Yeah, can you make
I
that
mean,
bigger?
I'll make it bigger here.
Can you
Wait a
send
minute,
better
that looks
photos?
Like, that looks like a salt block or
Yeah.
something. Wait a minute, Mark. Is that really and truly
Mold. It's a big clump of fucking mold that they were feeding those
You know,
animals.
it settled in the bottom of the bag or something.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Did they keep it?
Yeah, we fed it to them.
They fed a lot of
They
it.
keep it for people to see.
Yeah, dogs can eat amazing things.
I want to go out and film it.
But
I
not
wanna go
mold.
out. Suzanne, do they still have a chunk of mold?
You know that dog saliva has a healing property?
Can you have Daphne come up? Daphne, you need to come up. We're talking about this, and I need you on the air.
They were all like, everybody in the office, well, Tom really wasn't, but Suzanne and Daphne were both like, so upset at this dog food.
Oh, I
company.
was upset.
But who the fuck would feed their animal that?
Should be upset at
Oh,
the
I
animal.
see what you're saying. I wasn't blaming them, you mean, right away. Not right
Yeah,
away.
so Andrew, as you were talking to Tom, I was looking at the magic that you work with your fingers. Teach me that.
Oh, what I'm spinning my...
Are you a poker player?
What's the...
No. I'll do that with chips.
Yeah.
I sit in meetings typically and fidget with my pen. It takes a little while.
I'll put this up. People say, where's the mold?
Oh, God.
Who would feed their dog that?
It almost, to me, it almost looks like an ape.
How'd you get that picture so much better?
Oh, man, that's
I spread it out so it covered the whole.
That's one of those big ones, too. That's no small. Wow.
You know, if they would have just been a little bit of mold,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't have done in the dog.
I'm
food.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Shooter, welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal, used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. If you're looking for one, stop at Rocky's. They are really a cool source because the prices are marked. They have financing available right there, and anything you need as far as information they provide. It's just a good place to do business, 63rd and Federal. And today open till 7, Saturdays 9 to 6. Family friendly as well, pet friendly even. They have everything you need, product, price, and the process down pat. 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal. Jacob has a question for Blinker. Blinker is an app. Blinker.com is the website, and they have a smartphone app for basically buying and selling, well, yeah, buying and selling cars. And if you buy on that site, you can finance it through them. So it puts individual sellers at par with dealers. Jacob, you have a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I recently just financed a car, and I was wondering, I got like a horrible financing rate, so I was wondering how long or what's the perfect time period to do a refinance after I've been making payments?
I mean, you can reach out to Blinker right now, and we could see if we can help you out. I don't think it really matters on the time, how much time since you got the loan.
What is your rate?
How do you do that, though? How does Blinker, if you're not buying a car, if he's refinancing, does he got to go through and buy his own car? How does that work?
This is basically how it works. You just you're redoing your whole financing.
But on the app,
loan.
there's actually that thing.
Yeah, and what you can
You don't have to pretend you're buying it.
That's what I was
There's
asking.
a refinance button.
Yeah, and what you can do, Jacob, is how it works is you just download Blinker. You go outside, you take a picture of your car with the app. You take a picture of your ID, and then we can tell you what rate we can give you. It's really simple. Yeah, so simple.
It's real easy.
Yeah, real easy.
Can you tell me, basically, what rate you have?
Right now, I believe it's like 20%.
Oh my
God! Oh my God! Wait a minute.
It's horrible.
You're like our friend that we were trying to help out. This kid. So how long have you had this loan?
Maybe a month.
Is it because your credit is trashed?
Yeah, I was working with a creditor to get my credit back on track. So yeah.
Okay, so you ought to give it a shot. It does no harm. Jacob, Blinker.com, or go on and get a smartphone app. Okay, this car damage during shipping. We finally got photographs from Chip. He said...
Sorry, Tom, I got to resend them.
Oh.
Hold up for a second.
Okay, hold on, Chip. I don't want to take you till I have the pictures, okay? Dan, welcome, Dan. What's happening?
Oh, it's Friday. I'm happy.
Yeah! Car day, too. What's going on with your 07 Ford Taurus?
What I've got, and I've seen stuff out online, what I have is the cluster is faded. When you drive during the day, you cannot see it.
Huh, and there's no adjustment. No adjustment.
The only adjustment you have is where you can dim your headlight or your cluster with your controller in the car. At night, I can see it a little bit. It's real dim. But I found online and Googling it that 2007, 2006, 2005, 2004 Taurus, and also the F-150 trucks were all having the same problem. I found a company for $145. If I take the cluster out, they said they'll fix it.
Well, that's pretty darn good.
Do I trust them?
Well, oh wait, do you have to ship it away?
Yes.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't know the company or didn't do extensive
there's
research.
Some local companies I wouldn't ship it.
What's that local company that they've been around for years? I hope I'm... Well, first of all, wait a minute. Does Lakewood Electric do this?
I don't think he rebuilds the clusters, no.
No.
He might be able to repair. No, I don't know either.
He might refer.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll get a name in a minute here.
You might want to try
there's a company we deal with too, and I don't remember the name. Scott does though at the shop.
There's one down off of
Deluxe Speedo is one that we've used for
I
years.
was concerned about is sending it out for repair for $145. They say that they won't damage it and they won't affect the current odometer reading. It's like, yeah, guarantee. What happens if all of a sudden something happens? Then how am I set back, and am I going to have to buy a new one and have it with a tag on it saying that it's not the original cluster and it's been changed to reflect that?
Yeah, Dan, there's companies out there that will exchange that cluster for you with the original miles that was on your cluster.
Oh, that I would like.
Okay,
that's how the legit ones work.
No names come to mind, guys.
Deluxe Speedo is
Deluxe
down on the pan.
Speedo. So I would also call Lakewood Electric, and I'm sure they deal with people all the time. Do we have those photos, Suzanne?
I just sent. Check them. They're terrible.
You mean the damage is terrible?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, let's see. I got to make sure it's the new
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Looks like someone ice skated
Oh,
on top
my God.
of it.
Oh, my God. Well, obviously, they have to recognize the problem and take care of it. I mean, there's no question. There's no question, Chip. Let's put those online. Chip.
I know.
Wait a minute. They're not, like, disputing this.
You can buff that out.
Wait, yeah. Listen, they're not disputing this at all, are they?
They won't return my calls now.
Who?
I've tried to... I could only get one guy that I could understand on the phone.
Okay, the old I don't speak English.
How did you guys sign for this or no?
Okay, so here's what happened. Can I finish this?
Not yet, okay? Because it's going to be longer than we have for finishing the story. We need to try to contact them right now, though. So that's what I want you to do right off the air. Deputy Daff, as long as you're here, can you give them a call? The transport company, and at least let them know we're on the case.
But did he sign for anything?
Chip, listen, I know you want to tell a story, but did anyone sign for it at the other end?
Nikki Wong did, which is my sister's son.
And when he signed, did it say anything that it was in good condition? Just tell me. We don't need the explanation yet. Did he sign?
I sent the bill of lading, There was no pictures taken of the damage of the top.
Did he sign say? Does what he signed say it was in good condition? You don't know. Okay, we'll just have to look at it. Okay, we're going to help you, man. We're going to help you. Joseph A. Lazara, an attorney at law for criminal defense. When we say criminal defense on this show, usually it's DUI, which is really incredibly stupid because you can avoid it at all costs. You can with Uber or Lyft or other ways. Some people truly are falsely accused. Other people, they made a mistake. They tried to calculate. Joe Lazara can help. Joseph A. Lazara, attorney at law. He's not going to judge you. He's going to represent you. It's not my job to judge you. Here's the number. If you ever need help with any criminal defense, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. He's Joe Lazara. Also available at referralist.com.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Travel across the highways in the metro area looking pretty good at this time. No stalls or accidents slowing you down on the highways. In fact, no delays at all. I-25 up to speed from Thornton to North Glen through downtown into the Tech Center. No delays at I-70 from Arvada all the way out to Pena Boulevard. Pena Boulevard wide open in both directions as well. Back at
First of all, unless if it's the kids over 18.
You know somebody signed for it. They're not going to leave the car without a signature.
But it's so high up in the air is what he said.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know it was on my own. I wouldn't notice it.
You saw that picture. Come look at
No.
this.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to look at the roof. It's way up in the air. He already said it's customized. It's lifted. I'm not going to look on if it was my own vehicle on the roof. I'm just going
under and under.
I'm just going to look at it on the sides, and I'm going to be like, okay, we're good.
Slowly. They ran under slowly.
Well, that could be if they put
Or a
it under-
garage door.
Well, but on a carrier, there's a lot of stuff hanging down with hooks and chains.
Well, you would think they dropped the car so you at least eyeball it. I mean, not for damage like this, but for dings and shit.
Right, and you're going to be looking just at the sides of the
No, but if it's tall enough, you got to step up, and if it's not your car, how hard are you going to look at it?
No. What I'm saying is, when you sign for the vehicle, they're going to roll it off the truck and park it in your driveway or wherever.
Right.
You're saying you wouldn't fucking see that?
I wouldn't even look.
All
right, if your son signed for something in your driveway, would he look?
Kill him first of all.
Yeah, but would he climb up and look?
I don't think I would look on my own vehicle.
You can see there's like all this aged paint damage up there too. So
I was almost thinking.
You may not know that it was even new.
No, I'm almost thinking that they probably have no insurance or something. Why wouldn't they turn it into insurance if this happens?
Because they got a signed thing that it was delivered in good shape.
It does look fresh, though, doesn't it, guys?
Oh, my God.
It does look fresh.
It looks like someone ice skated on it.
Did you see those pictures of the dogs? Should I put them on it?
Yeah,
absolutely. No, they're wrapped up.
I was going to do, listen,
Of course.
Of course.
Oh, that's horrible.
People love that shit.
It looks like a Subway.
It's a box of burritos.
This is what you get in Korea.
You got to put a caption.
It really is terrible, guys.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is.
People do want. I mean,
Why are you laughing?
if we're talking about the story, we want to see it.
Out of curiosity, you sick son of a bitch. Why are you laughing?
These are the dogs.
I don't think it's
I'm laughing because Dan's cracking me up.
No, seriously, Dan, why are you laughing?
Because they look like they're
They look like
Subway.
a
They look
hoagie
like a Subway sandwich.
Like sausages?
No, that's a cute.
No, they're wrapped up in. They look literally like you got a sandwich from Subway.
Wrapped up in newspaper.
And if Ming was here,
was that wrong?
Remember Ming? You should have seen Tom's face when I sat out there. And when you were growing up in China, you just ate dog, right? His draw jobs, and then Ming goes, "Yeah, we ate anything with 4 legs." He told me that before the show. He literally, there was a restaurant down in his village. All they had was dogs.
No way.
I swear to God, the entire restaurant was nothing but dog. Oh.
You see this, you start salivating.
That is. Yeah, you guys are going off the reservation.
He's off the deep end.
Yeah.
Don't say you guys.
Oh, holy cow, lunch.
I just tried to
encouraging. No.
Holy cow, now you're talking about a ribeye.
Well, look, that still could be better than the dollar steaks.
You know, if you didn't know you were eating puppy, probably wouldn't have any idea. If I made it for you, you'd say, this is good veal or something. How would you know?
Absolutely.
Then if I told you, see, it's psychological.
If you deep fry it.
They put the bacon on it.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you deep fried it,
So
you
Tom
deep fry
told you,
anything.
if you ate it, and it was really good, Tom told you those baby Dobermans.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's awful.
Well, any dog. I don't care about breed. I guess if I had to,
Yeah.
it all comes down to that DNA strand, the dog. Where do you cut it? How about a wolf, though? Is it okay to eat wolf?
That's hungry enough.
That's not too far from a dog.
How about that?
Cat's eaten in a lot of places. I think Jamaica, that's like their chicken.
I tasted cat.
Really?
Jamaica?
Not really. I tasted it. I went to a safari
Tastes like
club
cat.
annual dinner, and I tasted lion.
That had to be with Father John.
Yeah. And I tasted.
Well, that can't be good. I'm really pissed off.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz, the original, not a ripoff. There are too many ripoffs in the stem cell industry, specifically if they are shipping in amniotic fluid. Any of them, not just chiropractors, any of them. It is not living stem cell therapy. Somebody wants a bet? I'll bet you $10,000. This is a public declaration. $10,000 put in escrow. And we test the amniotic fluid you are using to treat patients. There will be no living stem cells. Oh, by mistake, there might be one or two. I'm talking about it is not a living stem cell solution. If you want living stem cells, they must be harvested by the doctor, by an MD, and they must be redelivered with imagery. Centeno Schultz, please don't waste time and money anywhere else. Get your evaluation. And if you're not a candidate, they'll tell you. They've been doing it first. They've been doing it the longest. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. And anyone who has any questions about any of my sponsors, live at troubleshooter.com. The sponsors on this show are every bit a part of it as the calls and the content. It's all seamless. It's all transparent. If you have complaints, if you have comments, if you have feedback, you call us. Nothing is sheltered here. It is not like regular media. And because of our transparency, it almost seems weird. Well, Tom, you're making a recommendation here, and then you're slamming somebody here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the slamming is not because of any specific reason, and the recommendation is not because of any specific reason. In other words, it is what we objectively find out. So if you have questions, live at troubleshooter.com, you can email me, okay? Now, this damage is unbelievable to me. Daphne is trying to get a hold of them right now. All right, she's on the phone with them right now. Okay. Now, Chip will just wait. Chip, these people have to have insurance. You know, I don't know if your insurance would cover it. Did you have comp or collision or anything like that?
No, and that's I never really drove that vehicle. That's
How old?
Like my.
I need to see what you signed or what your. How old was the kid that signed?
He just turned 25.
Okay. You could have a potential problem, although I think if you sued them, this is a case where anyone would look at that and say, come on. Is that coincidental?
Well, the only thing they could say is it was fine and it happened after the fact.
That's all they can say is that no, with one other thing. It was there or it happened after. And we've had people do that. Mark, do you remember the one case where we had photos of it? As it was being
on a tow
up.
truck.
Yes.
Yep.
And then he brought it in parts, literally. So we got to pursue this, Chip. We have to.
Okay.
So you hang on. Make sure we have information for Deputy Daff. We're going to sick her on this. Holy crap. Now, Deputy Daff was also working on the dog food thing, and I'm just going to tell you up front that Cargill Dog Food released a statement. Okay, I'm not going to add or take away. Well, I might summarize, but it'll be exactly their words, and we'll go through it, okay? Here's what happened. 32 puppies died within hours when eating this dog food. They say it's the dog food. The director of communications at Cargill Animal Nutrition says this: We have found no evidence to support a customer claim that mold found in pet food was the cause of animal deaths and miscarriages. As alleged, we take all claims against us very seriously. Our investigation found that no other Loyal Life puppy food from any other distributor or at manufacturer location was found to contain mold. We have more of this statement coming up. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Give us a call with any problems, questions, and complaints.
Aurora, Boulder, and Denver. They call themselves sanctuary cities, but Walker Stapleton says they're not safe.
They didn't find any other mold in any
Here's
other
what
product.
they said. We found no evidence to support that mold found in pet food was the cause of death. Now, okay, but they're saying, and no other distributor or any other manufacturing location has contained mold.
That
It's
is odd.
hard to believe
If
that the
it's true.
incident is isolated to a specific customer. at a
The guy
specific
bought it, it
location.
got rained
They're
on,
basically
you know.
saying they contaminated it, not on
They're
purpose.
saying they put it in bins or whatever, and then ultimately the mold grew in the bins. Maybe.
It sounds like to me they're almost saying too, even if the dog ate the mold, it wouldn't kill it.
Well, I love mold. I sprinkle it on pasta. That's true. Cheese is mold. That's it.
Walker Stapleton for governor. Who put in
Just the amount of quantity that was in that food. It would take
Let's Google. Does mold in dog food kill a dog?
Probably a matter of how much.
Does mold in dog food kill a dog?
I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, that's true. Like
They're
even if
trying
it
to put
was,
this up? Right.
well, yeah, I mean, if it was,
Dogs can eat anything almost.
Oh, a large amount. Oh, okay.
Rich, Michael Cohen is not getting his stuff back, but the government is
Oh.
not to release documents and other materials.
You guys need to be separated.
What happened?
There's something
Oh,
wrong
shoot. You gotta come look at this. Come over here.
is this like more Bridge get your shoes?
No, it's not.
You guys are so stupid.
Oh, that's not funny.
What?
There's nothing funny.
Puppies before?
Don't do that.
Oh,
You're not putting that up online. It sounds too.
No. That's so sad.
No, actually, I might do something
God,
on social media before and after.
I'm telling you, this could
But
be
I
a
don't
great
know how you
post.
find it funny.
That's so sad.
It could be a great
Mark, I'm
post.
going to do a post.
Brent's on.
Let me tell you,
It should be outrageous like that, though.
dogs on the farm were
They are calling me back
They need to
from,
wrap
to drag me into the field. That's what
they're
they've
trying to get
done.
hold of the head manager.
God, that's
Chip
crazy.
is still on hold because
I
there's
love
somebody
dogs, but
that,
man,
has a
I gotta
Well,
tell
so
you, I
do
don't know
I.
how
So
you
do
would ever feed.
Do you
How
want
did
to
they
stay up
feed
here
their
and
dogs
do the
that
dog
stuff?
thing?
I'm going to.
Oh, I agree. And is this their bin that it was put on? They just dumped it out?
Yes,
I mean, that's a big chunk of stuff.
How did they feed their dogs it? Seriously, Daphne,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Would you feed your fucking cat something like that? Of course not.
So, yeah, I'm going to ask her those questions. I haven't been able to talk to her today. I've been running.
God, there's someone saw that and fed the little puppies
I
that.
think
Maybe they didn't see it. It was buried. Maybe they
She
didn't see
said
it.
that she didn't realize it. She took the scoop and she put it in, and then when she was going back in, she noticed a powder, kind of a powdery green.
Powdery mildew.
And she goes, you know, like, what the heck is this?
This ain't powder.
And so, I mean, mold spores can be.
And it's not like it's going to clump all together.
But
from
some
the
of
different-
it
But it
did.
will in the bag. If it's like at the bottom of the bag or something, that could be like the bottom corner of the bag.
I was thinking
They
about
set
that
them
guy
down
who-
in the snow and it got wet.
But
No,
no,
it's more than that.
if you watch their other video,
Well,
they
bags
have
are-
regulations, and every single bag, every single one of those bags is taken from the car and put in a plastic container of its own that is 6 inches off the floor.
So they dumped it
sealed.
in there and still didn't
No, they don't dump it. They put the sealed bag inside a plastic container and seal the lid. Each bag of dog food has its own individually sealed container,
Why?
6 inches off the floor, for just this reason, so that if anything ever, and that is through a government agency. I'd have to listen to which one it was.
There's something weird with this story.
I
I am very skeptical.
I
of this
wonder if
whole
it's not
thing.
Cargill, if it got wet.
There.
No, I don't think there, because it goes right
No one in their right mind is going to feed a dog that. There's no one in their right
I will
mind.
have to ask her that, but I haven't had a chance to talk to her.
Did she have insurance on these dogs or anything weird?
I haven't
Oh, there you go.
Home solutions.
Big claims.
I don't
Boy,
know.
that would
She
be
actually
horrible.
is about ready to lose her house. She is losing her house from about ready to lose her house. It's not.
That would be horrible.
Oh yeah, I heard that on it's an iHeart, and I looked it up too, but it's a video you have to watch. And
I got 10 seconds into it and I said scam,
Yeah.
and then I deleted the email.
I
I don't
was
even know what it
thinking
is.
the same thing.
I didn't know it had anything to do with
I was
iHeart.
actually going to mention
Well,
it to
it's
you
not
and somebody called.
iHeart. They're advertising on iHeart. It doesn't have.
It looks like, if you click on it, it looks like a tax refund check that you get for free. It's insane.
Oh, I heard
But you have to give them $500 in iTunes.
You're telling me they're advertising?
Yeah, on iHeart.
You've got to watch it. That's wrong. I mean, it's that scammy. Do you think they care? I didn't know they were an advertiser.
That's what I heard yesterday. Yeah.
Did you really? I went to it. It looks like a treasury check, just like a tax refund check.
Because you got till May 1st, or that's the cutoff.
And it says free money. Get $16,000 or something.
$16 billion is going to be given back. Yeah.
But Mark, back to the dogs. There is one part in that video where the Cargill gal says they have two different sealing. One is a hot seal and one is the thread. Theirs is the thread, which more moisture can get into it.
Yeah.
She also says that the food sometimes is put in hot and sealed, which would cause moisture in and of itself.
I got moldy bags of food, from the feed store, and yeah.
You don't give it to the
Throw
dog.
it away. Yeah.
You would figure though that thread seal will allow it to breathe.
No, sometimes you just get them. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, shit happens.
It's on a truck, it's on a this, it's on a that. I mean,
It's like if you go to Chipotle, it's a fucking toss-up. You might get sick, you might not.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta look
Or
at it.
Qdoba.
Yeah.
You're right, he is sick. I just realized it today.
I was thinking about that guy that took the rental car, and he took the whole rental car apart. I mean, he took the engine apart, the transmission apart.
What do you mean?
Remember that?
Rental car?
Remember that we were talking about that? He got a rental car. He got really pissed at the rental car company. They took the whole car apart. I mean, every nut and bolt of the engine was disassembled.
Where did you see this story?
No, it was here. A while ago.
God, I
we
couldn't
were
have
talking.
got
Yeah.
But did it actually happen?
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around.
I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show, where we solve problems, answer questions, or take complaints, and find out the scams before anyone else. And we uncover the dirt balls before, well, not before they can do harm, but to keep them from doing further harm. Welcome to the show. And, of course, the backbone of this show are great sponsors this hour, brought to you by Ideal Home Loans. You want to eliminate PMI. What is PMI? Well, if you get a loan and it's 80% loan to value, that's fine. A bank figures there's enough spread there if they have to foreclose that they can recover their costs with a 20% spread. So they take the home and the loan is only 80%. But what happens if you have a 90% or a 95% loan? Well, then they make you get insurance, and that insurance helps them in a foreclosure. A bank who has private mortgage insurance on you can collect from an insurance company for anything they can't collect to make themselves whole. So a lot of people have PMI, and it can add $150 to $300 a month to your payment. Get rid of it in some cases. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. How can people get rid of it?
Well, here's the great thing, Tom. We're seeing this again and again. We have one of the hottest real estate markets in the country right here in Denver, Colorado. So here's what we're seeing. We're seeing people who bought their home just a little over a year ago. They've had enough appreciation that they can now refinance into a loan that does not require PMI. And as you mentioned, oftentimes we see them saving $300, $400, even $500 a month. And remember, that's money you can put to much better use rather than giving it to your current mortgage holder to cover them in the event of a default.
And, why wouldn't anyone want to save that much money? Call Ideal for refi or for buying if you have any. 867-7000. the website idealhomeloans.com. All right, we'll continue. We're talking about this puppy incident. 32 puppies died within hours of eating Cargill dog food. Now, listen, we are not concluding Cargill is at fault. Cargill released a statement, and the statement's quite clear, okay? This breeder in Conifer, and I'm hoping TV picks up on this. In fact, we should call one of the stations here. This is a major deal here. We have found, this is from Cargill, Tim Loesch, Director Communications, Cargill Animal Nutrition. We have found no evidence to support a customer claim that mold found in pet food was the cause of animal deaths and miscarriages as alleged. We take all claims against us very seriously. Our investigation found that no other Loyal Life puppy food from any other distributor or at the manufacturing location was found to contain mold. This leads Cargill to believe that the incident is isolated to the specific customer location. The safe manufacturing of our feed is our top priority. We know it is difficult any time an animal is lost, and we will continue to take the utmost care in the safety and manufacture of our feed to ensure it is produced with the highest quality and safety standards. I have something to say about this. If we don't find any other incidents of this, it's going to be hard to say, difficult to assume it was a manufacturing problem or a packaging problem. It would have to be something that happened after the food was delivered. Now, I'm not saying that is the case or is not the case, but if we don't have any other cases of animals getting sick, and it's been on the radio, and we can put the word out. This is Loyal Life puppy food. Any problems? Let us know. Any problems? If we have one location, it doesn't seem reasonable that mold would be confined to one bag. Now, when we did look at the mold in a photograph, Mark, that food is in a bin. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's amazing how anybody would feed that to a dog if it looked that way coming out of the bag.
Mark, I don't think it looked that way. I think you dumped the bag into the bin, and that clump, if it was in there prior, that clump of mold is buried. I mean, you don't see it necessarily. I can see.
Yeah, but when you dump the bag, well, you got to look at that picture.
Mark, I saw it. But if that
us.
clump, let's say, if it was in the bag prior to them getting it, if that clump is in the middle of the bag and you dump it all into the bin, can't you see where that brick of mold, for lack of a better word, I think what that is food clumped together and moldy. I think it's a wet clump of food. Don't you think it could easily be buried in a full bin of food?
I don't know. It's huge.
But I know, Mark, but it's not the majority. It is maybe a tenth of the size of the bag or less.
Folks got to look at it on Facebook.
Now,
we have it up on Referral.
Deputy Daff has been handling this problem. Daff.
Yeah, a couple of things. First of all, on the statement that they said they found no mold.
They did not say that at all. Here's what they said. I want to make this clear because Mark said the same thing. Here's what it says. We found no evidence to support a customer claim that mold found in pet food was the cause of animal deaths and miscarriages as alleged. They don't say we found no mold.
What does the next line say?
The next line says, we take all claims against us very seriously. Our investigation found, listen, that no other Loyal Life puppy food from any other distributor or at the manufacturing location was found to contain mold. They never said that food did not. They don't say it was mold-free at all, not once.
Right, and some of the bags
So they may acknowledge there's mold, and when I read between the lines, and then you can finish there, Daff, here's what I read between the lines. Let me just put it in my words. Now, I want to make this clear. This is not their statement, okay? Here's what they're saying. You know what? We found no evidence. That's right, no evidence that mold found in pet food was the cause of animal deaths and miscarriages as alleged. You know, we take these claims seriously. Our investigation found no other Loyal Life puppy food anywhere was contaminated with mold. So this leads us to believe that it happened after she dumped it into that bin. That's my word.
They're saying, here's what I think they're saying, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
They're saying even if there was mold in there, it wouldn't have killed the dogs.
No,
we don't know what would have killed the dogs.
I do not hear them saying that at all.
I have video of them opening up a closed dog food that's never been opened in the bag, and the mold is sitting right on top. I have video of that.
What?
Send us that video.
Is that time-stamped video? Wow.
I
Send
don't know,
us.
but they open it, they cut it open, and the mold's right there.
Hold on.
Do they have more bags like that?
Yeah, do they? Good question. I don't know what to do.
Do they have more bags like that? We don't know.
Okay, Daff.
They have video of them
All
opening
right, we
the
heard
bags
that, right.
with Cargill
No,
there.
we got it.
Oh,
And-
wait. With Cargill there?
With Cargill there. And the other thing is...
Okay, but that's where Cargill is not denying there was mold, although they did say it's isolated. They didn't, listen, they didn't say it happened after. I was saying that. They could be saying, hey.
They're saying the mold didn't kill the dogs.
Right.
That's what I think they're saying.
That's one of the things they're saying, that there's no evidence that
That's right. They're not saying it didn't. There's no evidence.
Then the second thing they're saying is, if there was mold before you got it, or if it was done after, it's, well, no, if there was mold before you put it in the bin, it's isolated. We found no other place with mold.
And it would be strange if, you know, I'm sure they didn't make just 10 bags.
Now, they're putting their name on the line here because if after reading this, we get reports of mold from other places, we're going to have a case.
I want to see that video.
And I'm not looking, listen, and this is true, I'm not looking to build a case against Cargill, but I'd like to know the true account. Was it in the, here's what we have to ask, their answer. Was it in the bag prior to them opening and storing? Did it come from Cargill, in other words? And number two, can it be linked to puppy killing or puppy death?
Well, if there's truly a bag that was not opened or penetrated in any way, and they cut it open, and the mold was there,
well, then,
it was in there.
Then I want to see the bag. I want to see that bag, the lot number. They have little stamps. I want to see, did that bag come from the same lot as the other bag? Do they have any evidence that they kept, or did they throw everything out?
No, they had all the evidence, and then when I also spoke to...
Wait, had.
That what they have video of it. They have everything
All right,
documented.
I want to visit them.
And also, when I spoke to Linda, the head of communications, she was saying that she was looking through everything and that the family would not give them anything, which is a lie because the family has documented everything also.
I think that the family would not give it to them. I think they would allow them access but would not blindly hand it over, Dav. I know that's true.
But they did.
Okay, so then they don't have it then.
No, they kept it for themselves, and they gave some to Cargill.
Some of the food.
Some of the food. You can see in the video Cargill taking the food, and she left the
mold. And Cargill denies they took the food?
No, she said, oh, we have 2 bags.
You just told me they said the family would give us nothing.
No, she said the family wouldn't give them toxicology reports.
Oh.
They wouldn't give them...
All right.
Yeah,
all right, listen, here's the deal. Do they have toxicology reports?
They do.
Yeah, they did. It's not called...
And what does it say?
Necropsy.
What does it say?
It's...
Toxicology reports are toxicology reports, period.
Right. And...
What do they say?
Whether they checked for all of the mold spores and everything, different places that they sent them out to have different feedback on it.
Do they all say it contained a mold?
Some of them did, some of them did not. And the necropsy basically was showing nothing that it was mold or vomitoxin, which is what they suspect.
You mean in the tissue there were, or in the lungs there was no...
Right.
Well, then that's a poor... I mean, then they might be... Then Cargill may very well be correct in saying, while this is unfortunate, there's no connection. But then the question is, what did kill 32 puppies?
Exactly.
What killed 32 puppies?
Toxicology should have had that figured out.
Well, they said that they didn't find the mold. It were some they did and some they didn't.
And
in
the
puppies? Yes.
At the point when they were doing the necropsy and all of the testing, they were actually thinking that it was parvo at the time. And so the mold wasn't even on the table.
Well, then we have to talk to people about this, people who know about toxicology, who know about mold, who know about puppies' anatomy, metabolism. 303-713-TALK. We're going to get to the bottom of this. It is car day. We are talking about a lot of problems, questions, complaints. And Kathy had called, the one with the cold, and she wants to complain about me and how I handle her. I want to talk to her, but I see that she hung up. So, Kathy, I don't think I mishandled your call in any way.
She might have hung up. Hang on.
I want to talk to her, okay? Let's talk about Plumline Services. I told you before about the wonderful stuff they do with the $149 fine fixer fee with electrical, and $93 are free when it comes to drain clearing. Now, there's something else I can tell you about Plumline Services, and that's free second opinions. If you're told you need a furnace, a water heater, a drain line, or there's a block in your drain, or you need a service change, because they do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, they will give you free second opinions with absolutely no obligation. They want to be your company, let's face it. PlumlineServices.com, and you can take their opinions to the bank as far as honesty and ethics. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086.
The reason they're not sharing the toxicology is because the toxicology is showing the fucking mold didn't kill them.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Mark. That's exactly right.
So what did kill them? I want to know if they had insurance on those.
Oh, I don't know. You know what, Mark? I don't think. Mark, if we have a business, do we have a business?
$1,900 a dog?
This is a broker. Who brokers?
I personally.
Okay.
His name, he's my accountant, Mallory Smith.
And he will sell a business.
So you're going to kill dogs.
I mean, it's, you know, you sit, it's a long process, man. You sit down and the whole thing. But yes, he knows lots of people that buy businesses. I mean, that's really how he got into it.
What's his number?
They'll make it a spring break getaway at the Broadmoor. Swim, bowl, fly fish, zip line,
This is for
or just
Jeff
relax
Silver,
and enjoy down
Eagle
to May 14th.
Investigations.
Kids
He
be
used to
free.
be
It's
Eagle
the perfect
Investigations.
Mother's Day gift.
I just wish we had a good private eye firm. Do we still have a good private eye firm?
They're all right. They do a lot of favors for us. They're, quite frankly, way better than he was.
Oh, good.
He used to. Yeah, he got
Before he got out.
sideswiped.
Everyone starts getting into
303-790-7611. Mallory
Did you see the video?
Smith.
Did you see the video?
Make sure he drops my name.
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Like if you open it and then you see the mold. But here's what I said. How come? This is what I said to the owner's son who reached out to us. I said, how come anybody feeding this food didn't see it before? And they said because at first it was all crumbled in there. It wasn't like you have to be looking for it to actually see it. Then they realized there was a problem.
But did you hear the toxicology?
No more excuses, no more denial.
The puppies didn't die of mold.
I didn't hear that.
That's what Daphne basically just said.
I thought that CSU vet, they still have. What?
Puppies before.
Mark!
Mark, I didn't do that!
God! You did that? Dan, you are on my list. Let me tell you.
You know what? Give that one lady a cell phone.
I am giving KB your cell. Say call him anytime, especially 2 in the morning.
We get true nuts sometimes. I mean, true nuts. So she tells Dan,
I'm going to post it.
Cut the nut loose.
I'm doing this
whole didn't do it.
media post.
I didn't
do this whole media post.
Daniel.
Because they're all probably paying a little bit.
What's going to help them out?
Yeah.
So you gotta get somebody with the SEO type, boost.
I put it up here once. So I'm trying to adjust.
Since 1991,
You sent 2 videos. Are they 2 separate bags? You opened and molded both? We need to find the lot numbers and all that. Did they supply this to Cargill? Do you know?
does the person in the shower have to run for cover?
Or
have you or your
It shouldn't be this hard.
See, look, I mean, there's just mold everywhere, though.
Look at this one they just opened. You can see it plain as day. But, Mark, as you said, does that mean anything? Does it mean they have it?
You know, what you could do, go over there, video it, eat some of it, and see if you're okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Bring Dan's dog with
What's the
you.
name of your company? American Numismatic Investment.
Hey, my dog's younger. My
I've
dog has years to live.
I've eaten stuff that would make a billy goat puke.
You have to help me.
Bring the beagle.
N-U-M.
You're not a...
That's tempting.
I-S.
That is Cosmo. Kazi. First he'd bark at it, then he'd eat it.
Titus ring on him.
This dog was walking around with a deer leg about 2 weeks ago. Hoof and all. I was so terrified, I'm thinking, shit, I'm going to have to put the scoop on the tractor to get rid of the dead deer.
With nearly 3 decades of legal experience, Cynthia Kaufman has shown that she...
Is Cargill a big company?
Yeah, geez.
Giant.
Oh, there's
Giant. Arena.
No, they do more.
Farming
They
community.
do more than just dog food, for God's sakes. They do so much.
They're grain. They're basically a farmer's elevator. I mean, they do food products too. But they, like say, we had cargo in the hometown.
Texas and joke.
But it's a private company.
You said elevator. You know that.
No, not elevator up and down.
What
like
I did
the
recently,
grain
I know, I
elevator.
pissed off
That's where they haul the grain to, and then the farmers dump it up and put it on the
I
railroad.
pissed off my co-host. I really.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Fix It 24/7. For $39, you can get your furnace completely refurbished, reconditioned. They go through and clean it, check it, adjust it, all for $39. They'll even do minor little things, you know, like the adjustments and the tweaking. Now, if you have any other problems, of course they will let you know. But for $39, you won't believe the level of service. Seriously. And they can only do it for 10 people because of that. It's a real deal. I had it done. It's unbelievable how they take everything out and they disassemble it to the extent they can. And I promise you, you have never seen this level of service anywhere. You call me and let me know, okay? Please. I want to know everything. Sometimes people say, you know, Tom, one of the only complaints I got is they told me I had a bad blower motor. And they did. And we proved it. Even though one of their friends of a next-door neighbor's brother-in-law's uncle said, well, I don't think so. Fix It 24/7. I depend on them. You can too. $39 and a no breakdown guarantee. 720-526-3939. Now you can also have it done for the air conditioner if you'd rather. 720-526-3939. Bill, go ahead, sir. Bill.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a shout out as far as that guy with his car. Don't they usually write down the mileage when they pick it up, and usually write down the mileage when they drop it off? So,
but what does that have to do? Oh, wait a minute. What does that have to do with anything? You can show that they did not drive it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to see the paperwork.
That's not bad, Bill. You can show. Wait a minute. How could we have done it if it sat in the driveway?
Well,
I don't know. They can come up with some crazy excuse.
We're waiting for a call back, so we're going to let Chip go.
We have been in contact with them, so thank you, Bill. And we love listeners chipping in on this, Chip. Hey, Chip, we are on this, man. This is a case that we are taking on. Now, we take all cases on to some extent, but this one, you need some help here, bro. This is bad.
Thank you.
This is bad. I mean, they need to pay. Now, tell me about this van. I forgot to ask about the van itself. Tell me about it, Chip.
Oh, about the Land Cruiser?
What year? Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I say van? That's what the top looked like. Okay, Land Cruiser, what year?
1994.
And how many miles?
It's got 200 and some.
Okay,
253,000.
You're not going to like this at all. You're not going to like
I know.
it. It's going to be totaled. And listen, you will, and this is going to be, I predict, let me put on my magic hat. Oh, okay, here's what I predict. They're going to make you an offer that is a fair, well, it may not be fair, but whatever the fair market value is, you're not going to want it. You're going to be pissed off no matter what. That's the problem. Me being made whole on this thing. It's going to be a bitch because it's worth what it's worth,
Yep.
Chip, I hate saying that. Because, you know, many times we'll have somebody who calls and says, but Tom, I was never looking to replace or buy the car. It was just great for me. Why the hell can't I just, you know, get more? But you can't. So what do you think that car's worth at its highest and at its best? What do you think, Chip? Come on, man. 250-some-odd thousand miles on a 1994. What do you truly think it's worth? Guys, what do you think that's worth, guys?
$200.
What does Blinker think? What do you guys? I mean, come on. We're not talking about a lot of money here. We're not. We don't want to insult them, but we're not talking about a lot of money.
Between 3,000 and 5,000, maybe.
Oh, wait. No, you're that generous?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Toyotas.
I'm thinking more.
I'm going to look it up. What is it?
It's 24 years old with 250,000.
What is it? What is it?
1994 Toyota Land Cruiser.
They have a cult following for those cars.
With factory lockers, front and rear. It's got the differential lock.
Kevin, come on, man.
Absolutely.
Kevin.
Alone are worth $3,000.
Kevin.
Could be worth 10.
Yeah, the drivetrain,
hey,
it's expensive.
You guys aren't crack or what? Come on.
No, we're not.
No, yeah.
Holy crap. No, seriously, man.
Yeah, look them up. You're not going to find a cheap one of those.
Now, I love you know which ones I like? I like those old ones that looked like Jeeps.
That's what this one is.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's an FJ40, right?
FJ40.
No, well, the older
Jeep.
ones that looked
Jeep
like
ones.
a Jeep.
Yeah.
Not they were like a Jeep. I mean, they did not look anything like the FJs of today or the Land Cruiser. And those suckers were really pretty. This one is a boring body style. You know, the ones today are boring, I think, compared to the old ones. But goodness gracious, whatever it's worth, it's worth. And these guys are saying it's worth money, man. I mean, I don't understand this at all. They're saying it's worth money. Now, look at the 1976 red Toyota Land Cruiser. Holy goodness. Have you ever seen them, man?
I love them. I'm a Land Cruiser nut.
No, I'm talking about the old
Wait a minute. KBB has this thing between $830 and up to $3,300. Where are you guys getting this? This isn't a $10,000.
You know, Land Cruisers that have been customized.
The 1976 that I'm looking at, the 1976 is $35,000. It has a cult following. But that.
So does the FJ80, because mine is the year that it's still the solid axle.
But how are you going to argue with the insurance company when the blue book's running between $2,200? What are they offering?
No, you got to look up. Please look up the 76 model, Mark.
But we're not talking about a 76.
I know, but I want one. Okay, go ahead.
My good friend has a 73. It's awesome. FJ40. He got from his uncle.
It's no Hyundai.
Big money.
So anyway, what do we do? What do we do? We have to wait. We're waiting for a call, okay?
One of the things you can tell them is, hey, just find me one then. Find me a replacement for what you're willing to give me.
All right. Listen, Cheryl is in the Springs. She works at a body shop. She says she has a warning for us. Is that right?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
What is it?
I just got a phone call from a 800 Services, supposed to be a technician for a website that is supposed to have notified me of having over 2,000 emails being sent out on a cloned email address that I'm soliciting names, addresses, phone numbers for.
In other words, it's a bunch of crap. What are they trying to get from you? Let's get right to that one.
The thing of it is, sir, is they've been trying to get into my computer system for my body shop.
Well, you know what? What are we going to do?
I don't know. I just wanted to let people know that these people are out there.
What's the come on? So we let people know as soon as you pick up the phone. What's the come on?
That they had received numerous complaints about emails being sent out.
Okay. Do they say they're from some enforcement agency?
The one thing I've got was it's called a network specialist department.
And do they ask for any access to your computer?
Oh, they've been trying to, but I won't let them.
What do they say they need?
They need to get into my computers to block out an IP address.
Yeah, okay.
And to put a highly modified firewall.
Yeah, okay.
On my
Man, you know what? Thank you, Cheryl, for letting us know that, really. You would think no one would fall for that crap, right? Wouldn't you hope? Wouldn't you hope? Hey, Julie, what's going on, Julie?
Hi, Tom. I bought a 99 Toyota Camry. I just want to know if there's anyone out there that could help me just check it out and get it.
But Julie, did you buy it already?
Yeah, I bought it and it's running, but I can't afford to, I know it probably needs like an oil change.
Yeah,
and
but
other things.
let's put it this way, Julie. You don't have any idea what it needs, right? If it's a 99, how many miles on it?
158,000.
Oh, I really pray you don't have problems with it, Julie. I wish you would have made this call before you bought it, just so we could have, you know, SOS inspections, Norris or Automotive MDs look at it. They come to where the car is and check them out. Yeah, Norris at SOS Inspections, he can do it.
Okay.
He can do it, and he'll let you know. He doesn't do repairs. He has no interest in upping the bill. He'll look at it, and he'll give you a list. Keep in mind he's a perfectionist, so there'll be some things on there you don't have to have done right away, and he'll let you know, and then some things that he thinks are mandatory, okay?
Okay.
So
Thank
it's
you.
SOS Inspections. If you go to referrallist.com, you can search that. And the referral list is about to be completely from the ground up, a brand new site coming out in a few weeks, possibly less. So, but you can go there now, referrallist.com. Addiction is gripping society. It's not just painkillers. You know, we hear a lot about painkillers. People are also addicted to sedatives. People are addicted to cold medicine. People are addicted to crack and cocaine, of course, and methamphetamines. It's a terrible thing, addiction, but here's what I love about the Raleigh House. Okay, they are offering a free informational line. So if you don't know where to go, you know, some people, one guy said to me one time, when my wife was diagnosed with cancer, it was like a punch in the stomach. We had no idea what to do or where to go. And that's true. You need information, right? You just found out you only have a year to live. What would you do? Well, now with an addiction, let's find out now. Your husband has a serious heroin addiction. You're thinking, what? Or your son or your wife is an alcoholic or whatever it is. You can call the Raleigh House and get all the information you want, confidential. And it's no obligation. Any question. Where is treatment? How much does treatment cost? Does insurance cover it? What do I ask the addict? How do I approach the addict? What habits do I look at? How did it happen? When did it happen? Where? How can I find out more? What treatments are available? 720-893-5559. They are specialists in treating addicts, and they are offering this free of charge. 720-893-5559.
Station 630 K-House, an iHeart radio station.
Yeah. God, what a brutal review this guy did.
Denver.
You've heard me talk
Sat at the bar. Bitch was rude as fuck.
What?
Where's that place?
This restaurant we're going to. I mean, it's 5 stars, but this one person is just so funny.
Well, they're trolls. That's the thing of a troll.
Just don't sit at the bar with this sourpuss. Bitch had tats.
Importer of granite.
Yeah, like that has something to do with anything.
Right.
Everybody these days. Walked by me 3 times. I had to ask to refill my drink. She should be a bus girl in the buffet. Just this guy that wrote a review on this restaurant. It's like every other review is like amazing, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, and did you guys do motorcycles?
Just cars. Cars and trucks.
RVs you should get into, just for the financing side.
Just trying to get the cars and trucks part right.
That big old bus you got is a gas motor?
Yep. V10, the Ford V10. The slowest it did, so we went up to Breckenridge. The 2 slow areas, which did 45 to 50. Where it slowed down the absolute most coming back going up to the tunnel. But it was still 45, 50, and honestly it was snow and I wouldn't have gone any faster anyhow. But that was it. I mean, it actually runs great through there. I had no issue. Plus, I mean, how many times am I going to be going in the mountains? Probably quite a bit, but...
Plus at Voice and TV for $34.90 more.
If it was any longer, I'd be in trouble just because of my driveway, man.
It was big. Seeing cells about it out there.
What's that?
Well, we're giving a hard time. You know, we started
6 feet or whatever.
We started out
38.
and now we're in the motor coach.
It's unbelievable, man. It's like a fucking. It's so weird. It's like a transformer. You just start hitting buttons.
All those things start popping.
Yeah, it's got 3 slides and it's got 2 furnaces, 2 air conditioners. It's got more storage than anything you could ever imagine. It's got more storage than our first apartment. I mean, the entire undercarriage is just storage. It's got a convection oven. It's got a section.
Baking cakes and you're
It just comes with them now. It's like crazy. 2 big flat screen TVs.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, it is Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's smart.
586 or Rex.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
Now you bring that up. Now I'm getting a little superstitious.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's a little creepy in here,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're bringing hundreds of qualified buyers to your home the moment it goes on the market. And Rex Real Estate charges only 2% total.
Now this
not
Kukui,
the 6% commission you're
I
looking
signed
for.
up with them
Get started
because I had
now by
nothing but trouble with
calling
YP and their website. It just wasn't generating
For a
properly.
limited time,
And
we'll also
because
give
we're
you
not auto care,
$1,000 cash
we
back
get it
when you
for
sell your home with
a
Rex.
discount
To
to
learn more about this
$500 a
offer,
month.
call
This
us at
includes the whole website, design, maintenance,
Rex.
the SEO,
That's 720-586-4Rex. Rex Real Estate. Small fee, big change.
Good outfit. I mean, they just don't go as fast as you want to go. It took them 2 weeks to just do that. You know, they put a website together. What are you interested in? What do you want to do? I know they specialize in automotive. I don't know if they do anything with the coins or not.
Many people trust financial engines to help them plan for a retirement.
And I mean, it was a decent website they put together for us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you already have a retirement plan, we can help make sure it's the right one for your situation. If you don't, well, we'll work together to start. We'll be there to help keep it on track. Don't rely on just Social Security for your financial
And they
plan.
just
Get a
keep buying each other
personalized
back and
retirement
forth.
plan working
YP and
for you
Dexter
today.
together.
Go to financialengines.com and schedule an appointment with your
Well, now I'm not happy with
financial
that.
advisor.
Our contract renews in May, so I'm telling Scott.
Good timing. Good timing.
Let's talk about the financial goals that are important to you, and together we'll develop a plan to help make them happen. Call me at 866-648-2323 or visit financialengines.com.
If you're looking for a new IT provider to support your business, then you need to speak with my friends at Machine Logic. Hyatt Droz-Kaminsky and Denver-based Machine Logic is an award-winning IT firm providing excellent technical support and guidance on all the latest technologies for business. From Office 365 and network security to cloud computing and data backup, Machine Logic's comprehensive approach to IT will help your business thrive. Visit MachineLogic.com today and learn why they're the IT partner your company needs. That's MachineLogic.com.
So you start peeling them away, you know, 299 of them are what they call branded calls. They know who we are, but they just Google a name and hit on their cell phone.
Oh.
Hey, Kevin, what's going on? And they take credit for the call.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. In a time when contractors are taking money and running, you need the name of somebody reliable, and you may have to wait for them because they are good. And Genesis also, they do more than outside. They are called Genesis Total Exteriors, but they also do, of course, interiors. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski is the owner, and they can do basically any home improvement. 303-679-8509. 679-8509. Hey, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Autotech. This guy has a question by email. Suzanne sent it on to me. Where is it? Doggone it. Here it is. Okay, here it is. And Mark Szymanski can answer it too, but he had just stepped out. This gas station has a product they're calling Clear Gas. Have you heard of it?
No, I've never heard of Clear Gas. No.
It's like you put in your tank, and it's apparently ethanol-free, and unleaded gas. So, can you get ethanol-free gas? I didn't know you could. I thought they all have a 10 or 15% blend.
Some do. Some, I mean, you can specifically label. I know, like Brad's Conoco and Lakewood specializes.
Okay,
in high,
then that's what it is.
Yeah,
They've just marketed it and called it Clear Gas.
Yep.
So it won't do any harm.
No, not at all.
If anything,
some cars run a lot better on it.
Yeah. What does ethanol do? They had to upgrade seals and stuff. Didn't they used to eat the rubber seals?
The rubber and the steel braided fuel lines, different things for the highly concentrated ethanol because of the moisture.
But the 10% didn't do bad.
No, 10% didn't do much.
What is the blend now? Is it 10 or 15? Why? I don't know. What is the normal blend?
I think the target is 10%, or as much as 10%.
Okay, I'm so sorry that Rita has been waiting for so long. Rita, I just noticed this, and I'm going to help you here. What's going on?
On March the 24th,
I was driving my Dodge 2005 on the three-way street, three-way lane in Sterling, Colorado, and a little lady run a stop sign and came across two of the lanes and drove right up by my fender, and then she drove right in front of my car and stopped. And, of course, I hit her. And so a few days later when I called
whose fault was it?
Hers.
Well,
she got the ticket.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And unsafe lane change, right?
Yes.
Okay, I know what's happening, Rita. I'm going to read your mind. You put in a claim with the other company, didn't you?
Yes.
And
I called her company.
And what did they say?
They said they would only give me 80% because I could have stopped.
Do you know what that's called? Listen, more and more companies are doing this. It's called comparative negligence. Do you hear that? Listen to this term. I want everyone right now, write down that term. It's going to happen to you because almost every insurance company is doing it. It's called comparative negligence. This is what they're saying. They're saying in every accident, except very few, there's never 100% liability on one party or the other. No, that's what they're saying, except in rare cases, okay? Obviously, a parked car, bam, there's no comparative. Oh, they could say you parked in the wrong spot, but whatever. Comparative negligence. So here's what they do. They pick a number that they think you're going to live with, and they figure if we pay 80%, this woman's not going to fight. You know why? Because for 20%, you know, is she going to hire an attorney? Of course not. Is she going to go to court? Nah. So what's she going to do for 80%? For 20%. Now, Rita, this I must clarify. In some cases, there truly is comparative negligence, and you just should take it. In other cases, there is no comparative negligence. So, since I don't know the details of your case, and you're not the one, I'm not the one you have to convince, I'm going to tell you what I would do. Okay. And you know what I would do? I would sue the other person in the other car in small claims court. And the reason I would do that is because I would claim I cannot be made whole by her insurance company. You have no agreement with her insurance company. You don't have to go to her insurance company. Do you know they were trying to get laws passed in the insurance lobby that when you're injured by a third party, you must go through their insurance company if they have insurance. But you know why they do that? Because they know insurance companies can bully you. But Rita, don't even talk to her insurance company. As far as you're concerned, you have a motorist who caused you damage. How much damage?
Oh, it's totaled. It's totaled.
It's going to be way more than the small claims court. How much is it?
It was, I think it was like $8,000.
Oh, if you could live.
It was going to, the body man said it would be $8,000 to fix it.
Well, that's not what the car's worth.
Yeah,
what's the car
value?
worth? The value might be more.
The car was worth, well, I don't know. It's a 2005 Dodge Caravan with 187,000 miles on it.
It's worth like $1,000. It's not worth a lot of money.
No.
Okay. So it's a 2009?
2005.
2005 Dodge Caravan with how many miles?
187.
Okay. Then we're talking, you can get within, the good news is you can do it in small claims court. Get a value of the car, make it realistic, and you sue the owner directly. Boom. Done. That's how you do it. Now, because otherwise you take the money, or you go through, you don't have collision, so probably on that, so I'm not going to.
No, I didn't have, no.
You're going to have to sue the other owner. Here's what I think. As soon as you do that, as soon as they see the small claims court filed, she's going to yell and scream at her company. This is how it usually works, and then her company ponies up. But really, it's the only recommendation I have, Rita, or take the 80%. If they don't make you sign a release, then go after her after that for less, but take the majority.
This thing comes in at, $1,100 to $2,900.
Yeah. So you're going to have to pick something. Shannon, what's going on with you, Shannon?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I called in before. Basically, the rundown, the really quick. My car was in a wreck. I filed with my insurance company. My insurance company booted me over to the other insurance company. They gave me a rental, but the rental is done when they pay it out, and I still don't have a car yet, so I still don't have transportation.
What are they? They're supposed to cover the rental.
Right. But
yes or no?
That it's they did cover the rental, but they're saying they don't have to after they pay me the money.
Of course they don't. Of course they don't.
They don't? Okay.
Well, no. Well, for example, if they paid you the money for the car, and you took a year to find a car, why would they have to pay you?
No, and that I do understand.
So how long has it been?
Advantage of that.
How long has it been since they paid the money?
Well, they haven't yet. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then what are you worried about, Shannon? Because you're just assuming you're going to have a fight.
Well, I'm worried that I won't have any transportation to work, and I was wondering if there's any recourse as far as getting that money afterward.
I guess I don't understand. Now, you're saying that they still are paying for the rental right now.
It expires on the 16th.
Why on the 16th?
Because they're saying that they're going to get me the money before that.
And how much are they going to get you? Did you even establish how much?
Yes. So
how much?
The $12,625. Well, after the lien holder is paid, it's going to be $8,900.
Okay. So you are satisfied with that amount, right?
Yeah, I remember Pierrefoy Chevrolet giving me the $12,400.
Okay.
So they're giving me $12,600.
So $8,900 you're going to get net, right?
Yeah, after they pay.
All right, hold on, so I don't rush you. Hold on, and we'll come right back to you.
Unless she's saying, hey, if they give me the money on Monday and I don't have a rental car on Monday, I can't even drive around to buy a new car. Maybe that is what she's
right now. Go buy another car now.
She can buy a car.
No, most people, she doesn't have the money though.
They don't care. If she has an insurance claim, they'll let her take the car. They'll roll that car in a minute.
No, that's true.
They do it all the time.
No, you're right. You're right. Or she could go on Blinker. You got to chime in. Tell her that. What's your problem, lady?
Yeah, you can go there.
You don't even have to leave your house.
Well, it's going to be chilly today.
You guys
the high of only
Not yet.
Well, they got to meet together, right? You don't get involved in the meet, right?
I bet you guys haven't seen this.
District of the 7-county metro area.
Come over here and look at this. This is unbelievable. This is where dealerships are coming.
Oh, this is Chinese.
This isn't
the
China.
big vending machine.
Oh yeah.
Have
you seen it?
Yeah.
No, I can't tell you. This is honest to God, up and running. It is a full-blown vending machine for cars. You go on the app.
Oh my God.
You show up as long as you qualify for the app. You show up, you park. Your vehicle comes down, just all mechanically, robots, whatever. You test drive it. You want to buy it. You buy it right on the app. You drive away with your car. No fucking salespeople. No nothing.
Wow.
But these are new cars.
Full, yeah, of course, brand new.
They do with used cars too. Austin company Carvana has a same vending machine kind of thing.
Isn't it crazy?
Wow.
I've been saying forever that why the dealership model is still around even now. I don't
It's a
know.
little bit of like a marketing gimmick because you can get the car off the parking lot. It's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, but look, yeah, that's beautiful though.
Good looking.
Yeah.
Now they need to work for Honda.
Time to think about your lawn and trees. Give Mr.
That's
Green
Korean.
Tree Care Service.
Not Chinese.
Mr. Green Trees can make your lawn and trees look better than ever, and at up to 30% less than the other companies. If you need lawn fertilization or aerating, tree spraying or pruning, also irrigation
We're
service.
Ubering everywhere.
Since 1991, owners Bob and Tammy
Yep,
Rogers and
good.
Travis.
You know, that's what I like. There's no reason to ever pull a car, though. Behind that RV, there's no reason. You can fucking Uber anywhere. We're in Breckenridge at a beautiful campground. We want to go into town, man, it's like $7.
Oh, nice.
And it's anywhere, too. It's like, what's right there? Dillon, Breckenridge, whatever. It's the same price to wherever the hell you want to go. It's the minimum.
They also protect your spouse from
And you don't have to worry about anything. Although the one Uber lady, shit, man, she almost got fucking hit.
You benefit immediately from no
Would have got
mortgage,
Suzanne
access
good,
to tax-free
man.
money, all while owning your home. That's right, you still
still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from
Like having your
American
neighbor
Financing,
drive
you can feel
somewhere.
confident about living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage consultants
What
are
brand is your
salary
motorhome?
based, so conversations are simple.
It is called a
straightforward,
Georgetown.
and call American Financing today.
It's a Forest River
XL or something.
Georgetown XL.
Mark, Tom, I have like 5 people calling today hoping you guys would talk about the freedom checks. I sent you guys the link yesterday. So they're dying.
I had no idea that had anything to do with iHeart. No idea whatsoever.
But it's a scam. Who can't see it's a scam?
It is so.
I don't know anything about it,
took,
Daniel.
it's 5 seconds into it, you know it's just total bullshit.
And we had some people that want to see the puppy.
I had no idea.
I don't even know what we can't say is without knowing what it is.
I didn't even look.
What I deal with every day.
They're basically telling you their Uncle Sam will send you a check for $15,000.
How do they make money?
I have no idea.
Okay, then
It was
You know
so.
what? We have to listen to it before we know. We have to. I mean, how can we do it without?
We should.
We just don't.
Let's have Daphne go down and listen to it. Well, that's not a good idea.
Daphne seems to know what we need.
You said it.
I just
We
need
have
to
an
call them up and
assignment
they
for
send you
the
a
show.
freedom check.
Can you come here for a second?
What?
You send in $100, they give you a $200 freedom check.
I hate to say it. I think if you send them $500, you're supposed to get the freedom check. But I just didn't listen to it, man.
Who would fall for something like that?
It was that corny. I
Who would
just turned
fall,
it off.
seriously, who would fall for something like that?
Send her the link.
I tell you, Vectra is.
What? What they want to
I had
charge?
pull a chair out and sit down. They had one person ahead of me, and at 15 minutes they sat with me. Oh, Vectra. I finally pulled the chair out and sat down.
Our account?
No, there was somebody ahead of me. They can't do anything.
Oh, they're so slow.
Oh, you know what? We're almost at the top of the hour.
I'm going to tell you what.
We'll tell you what you need to do for the next hour. Hi, Tom Martino. Let her take notes.
Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. We're going to continue the show, and I promise all of you will get on the air, and I'll go through there quickly. I want to go to the one where I have the email. Wendy.
Yes, Wendy.
You're the one that wrote, and I have the story, basically. You wanted to sell your Harley to a dealer. The dealer agreed to take it. And you said they agreed to $5,000, and you had to pay off the remaining money on the loan. And you said you have the deal in writing with the sales manager's signature. Now they're backing out of it. They're saying there's too much wrong with it. What I want to know is this. Was this a real contract? You have a contract written up and signed and dated.
No, I have his business card that is written like that with his signature.
No, that's not a contract. I mean, there's no way they have all the terms and conditions on there. Tell me, well, I shouldn't say that, first of all, okay? Because that would be legal advice. I can't tell you if that's a contract on a business card. I would say it's highly unlikely because you need a lot of elements for a contract to take effect. So what exactly does it say on the business card?
Says they will buy my 2012 Dyna for $5,000, and Wendy will pay the $1,500.
No, are you reading it? Are you reading it? Well, read it, because it doesn't say they will buy. It doesn't say that.
Son will buy your 2012 Dyna for $5,000. Wendy will pay the $1,500 difference with the signature of the sales manager.
You know what?
Sounds like an offer.
Hold on. Is there a date on there?
There is not.
This, how important is it to you?
It was highly important. I mean, I left the bike there for a whole week so they could check it out, and I went back the following week on a Saturday, and they gave me this deal, and I said, I'll write the check now, and they said, unfortunately, we don't have anybody to write the deal right now, so can you come back on Monday? I said, I'll come back on Tuesday then, and we'll do it. And then by Tuesday, they said, oh, well, sorry, we can't do that. Now we're going to give you $4,000 for it. And I said, I can't do that.
So you know what? I would take it depends, okay, if you want to go through the brain damage. I would, if it was me and I was pissed off, I would take that card and go to small claims court and let a judge say, you know what, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I would do that. But I don't really think you have all the elements of a contract. But, listen. It's something you could put before a judge at small claims court and see if it's that important, or you can just try to sell it. Maybe we can try to sell it for you if you if you want to tell us what it is, and then we can take live at troubleshooter.com some emails and get in touch with you since you're on the air. Hey, does Blinker sell motorcycles or just cars?
Just cars and trucks.
Okay, so that's Shannon. Let's talk about it. What year is it?
Wendy?
I'm sorry, Wendy.
That's
I'm looking at my call screener, the wrong line. Wendy. I'm sorry,
okay.
Wendy. What is it?
It's a 2012 Dyna Custom Super Glide.
2012 Dyna Custom. Okay, Super Glide. Are they all? I'm not familiar with the Dyna. Are they all called Dyna Custom, or is it true, or is it a custom? I just don't know. Dyna Custom.
You know what? I don't know either. I couldn't tell you that.
So then it's not probably. Did you buy it new?
Yes.
Okay, then a Dyna Custom Super
Glide.
Okay. And how many miles on it?
9,500.
Oh wow, you ride.
No, I do not. I complement the back of one better.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say that's quite a bit of miles sometimes for a motorcycle. 'Cause you don't drive unless you drive it full time. Hold on, and let's just hold on, and we'll put this up and see if anybody wants it, and maybe we can get rid of it for you. Who knows? It won't hurt, and then you got to go ahead and decide if you want to do a small claims court on that guy. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. This is the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, and we will have another hour of it coming back right now.
Pull it up and do it real quick. Let's watch it while she's watching it. It can't be that damn long. Do it on your laptop so we have volume.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That's right.
So it's called Freedom Checks?
I just sent it to you. I sent it.
In seconds.
And then all my employees.
With all their devices.
Have you heard of that Freedom Check thing?
I said, wow.
Have you heard of that Freedom Check thing? No. Have you?
Introducing gig speed from Comcast.
It sounded hokey. I was kind of surprised their advertising was his time frame.
Tons of bandwidth for everything your
Oh,
business
yeah,
does.
on my show.
On your show, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that, but
It's a small business owner's dream.
Now, I'm dreaming.
Because I was wondering if there was money involved, but you have to pay them to get it. The whole thing.
It's just unless there's stuff wrong with it.
See this check?
Usually, retail is 9,400 on that.
Oh, which one? Oh, where's it? Freedom Check.
Retail
Imagine this
is
check
trade
in New York.
in.
All you have to do is sign it and cash
It
it.
doesn't go for
That's what Doug Smith, the 46-year-old from Joplin, Missouri, basically did. And now he's selling cash his $24,075 Freedom Check later this month. Lisa Lerman, a 57-year-old in Tulsa, Oklahoma, is cashing in a bigger check for $66,570. And Mike Reed, a 53-year-old from Golden, Colorado, is going to be awarded a massive $160,923 payout. Perhaps most interesting of all is Robert Darvin from Kansas City, who signed up to get 3 Freedom Checks for roughly $4,800, $6,500, and $24,000. The best part is that Robert, Mike, Lisa, and Doug can expect to get this money automatically every 3 months like clockwork. Checks that add up to annual payouts of roughly $124,000, $266,000, $643,000, and $140,000. And these folks are far from being alone. Even the savviest of investors are cashing in on Freedom Checks. Lloyd Blank finds Goldman Sachs banks more than $8.9 million in Freedom Checks. Hedge fund manager and presidential advisor Robert Mercer is set to grab up to $7.1 million through his fund every year. And Fayez Seraphim, the owner of the Houston Texans, is set to collect $2 million in Freedom Checks each year as well. It's no wonder Reuters reports that Freedom Checks are delivering a windfall, and that Motley Fool says the cash payouts are sky high. Barron's reports it's time to take a look. Forbes gives them a bullish case, and Seeking Alpha says Freedom Checks are a hidden gem. You can get started with a check just like this one right here as soon as next month, thanks to a program that authorizes 568 agencies across the country to dole out this money. To be clear, this is not a government program. It's not like Social Security or Medicare. It's not a 401k or IRA or anything like that. It's a much better program. There are no age requirements, and the payouts can be much, much higher. After all, these agencies are slated to pay $34.6 billion over the next year to any American taxpayer with a claim on the cash. Yes, you heard me right. $34.6 billion.
That is very important. Any American taxpayer with a claim on the cash. That right there was the first qualifying
disclaimer. Show you exactly how to state
that little statement. any American taxpayer with a claim on the
in
tax.
just a moment. But you must act now if you want to start collecting your checks as early as
So you have to have a claim.
In fact, go ahead and mark the following dates on your calendar so you know exactly when to expect these checks.
Write this
On
down.
the first day of the month, an agency in Chicago is set to pay out $27.5 million. On the 15th, two agencies, one in Atlanta and one out.
These could be class action lawsuits. I swear to God, because it's easy that 27.5 could be a class action. And here's what I'm saying. If it's a class action lawsuit, it could be you're paying to find out if you're part of any of these.
Outside Seattle are set to pay out $5.2 million and $68.5 million respectively. And on the 28th, an agency in Dallas is set to pay out $3.2 million. That's 4 different checks in 1 month alone. And depending on the size of your claim, you could collect $12,000, $5,400, $36,000,
or a big zero.
$5,500. That's like getting 4 massive Social Security checks in a single month, or getting a paycheck every week without having to work a single minute. Best of all, you can sign up to get these checks today, regardless of your age, income, or which state you live in. All you'll have to do is decide how many of these freedom checks you want, stick your claim in a massive payout of up to $34.6 billion, sit back and watch the cash pile up. I've already shown a few people just like you how to grab checks.
We're
like
signing
this.
you up. Give us your credit card.
How many checks do you want? Jay Monson of Talk New York told me I
like a
made in
retirement
excess of
check.
$300,000. Ken Harding from Damascus, Maryland said, I've made approximately $60,000 to $70,000. And Nick Getz from Tulsa, Oklahoma wrote me to say, I'm sitting on more than $1.6 million thanks to this secret. And starting next month, you too can begin cashing in on these freedom checks and use the money however you'd like. Perhaps to retire on your own term, when you want and anywhere you want. Or
It's another
to
cryptocurrency.
buy that
Yeah.
vacation
That's what it is.
or to purchase that luxury
Isn't
car
that
you
what Bitcoin side?
Whatever your financial dream,
This is like Bitcoin.
there's no limitation on what you
They pay in Bitcoin, matter of fact.
as you stake your claim. Just look at what happened to Larry Liston.
Well, I gotta tell
As a
you,
retired science teacher from a small
probably won't
Midwestern
see me
town,
again. I'm gonna
Larry
start getting
lived
my
on
fucking
modest
freedom
retirement
checks.
income and had learned to keep his wants at bay. In fact,
You want to do
luxury
Bitcoin?
lives
Give you notice now, Mark?
I'm fucking out of here. Freedom
Everything
checks.
changed when Larry stumbled upon a version of this freedom check. He said it was an unexpected blessing, like winning the lottery. He
like
said
winning the
Larry
lottery.
earned about $55,000 at a teacher's
Killing
salary.
out.
Incredible $83,000 each and every month. As mentioned, he's far from alone. Sean Giorgetti, a dairy farmer just outside of Pittsburgh. But now after he
Martino on 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by K&H Windows. K&H Home Solutions. Actually, it's khwindows.com, khwindows.com, but it's K&H Home Solutions. Now, K&H Home Solutions, I told you about their wonderful siding. They also have a window special that you really need to know about. I'm Tom Martino. We solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Today is car day. You know, last week we had nothing but car questions. Today it's a mix, but we have our experts with us. We have Mark Machowski with us from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, and Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech. Then we have Blinker.com, which is a smartphone app, Blinker, and Kevin's with us. Andrew's with us from Blinker, and we're talking about buying and selling cars, and they provide financing. So really, if you want to buy a car privately, you can have financing. So with K&H, they're giving $500 off every window you buy. It's that simple. And that is incredible because they're durable, they're beautiful, they're energy efficient, so you add value to your home along with saving on energy bills immediately. And you can make your own appointments at khwindows.com, 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 303-421-7100. We're proud to have K&H Home Solutions on the referral list. They've been in business 62 years. Let's continue with your problems, questions, and complaints to help you. Now, we have this insurance problem, and really Shannon said, I have a problem. I need my rental car coverage, and I wanted to find out what's going on. We were a little confused. Shannon was in an accident, and Shannon, it's your company you're dealing with, or the other company?
The other company.
Okay.
No.
And they've been paying your rental now for how long?
I believe it was since the 29th of March. Excuse me.
Okay, so they said once they give you the check for your replacement, they're no longer obligated to provide you rental coverage. Well, just so you know, they're never obligated to give you a rental, ever.
Okay.
That's insurance coverage the other person had, so you're happening to benefit from it. However, had you not been provided a rental, you could have sued her for loss of use. So this is a coverage the other party had, to provide rental to the other party. So you have a rental. However, that rental is going to run out when they pay, because they've now made you whole again. And that's kind of true. And you said you were going to get $89 after you paid off your loan. And that will be done on what date?
8,900. I should get it. It's within the next few days. Business days.
So why are you so concerned about another car? If you get $8,900, certainly you can find another car, or you can rent a car on your own for a few days while you buy a car. You can actually go out and buy a car now and have it delivered the day you get the check. Or some dealers would actually deliver the car to you and have you sign a promissory note for that $89,000 or $5,000 or whatever you want to put down. So I don't see a problem, and that's where we're confused. What's the problem?
Okay. Well, I've never bought a car so fast.
Okay. Well, and you don't want to rush, Shannon. How long have you had the current car?
The totaled one I've had for at least 4 years. I think.
Okay.
No, it's more than, well, yeah, 4 years.
What kind of car?
It was the 2014 Chevy Cruze LT.
Okay. Do you want to buy another Chevy? Let's ask that question.
I was hoping to get something maybe a little more sturdy.
Well, Chevy's pretty sturdy, depending on the model, but I'm not going to talk. Whatever you want. Like, what were you thinking of getting?
That's the thing. I've never shopped so fast.
Okay. So that is not their problem. And in a nutshell. So you may want to go to Enterprise, and I say Enterprise because they have a long-term discount. You can rent a car for a month. And just use some of that money and rent a car for a month. It's really not their fault, Shannon, that you are going to take time. You should have been shopping from the beginning. I mean, you should have had a car all picked out by now. What were you waiting for?
Well, I started looking as soon as I, you know.
How long do you think, Shannon? How long do you think it's going to take?
At least a month.
Okay. How old are you, may I ask?
I'm under 25.
That's the reason.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
No, really. But the younger you are, the less experience you have. Shannon, if you target what you want, please let us help you. This is a service I don't mean for money. I mean, we don't sell cars. We don't get a dime, not a dime off of this. I don't mean let us help you like a buying service. Let us help you like a friend. This show is in business to help consumers. And really, I'm serious. You narrow down what cars you want. Like, I don't mean the specific, but like you want this or you want that. The type of vehicles. Do you want new or used? Let's put it that way.
I'll probably go for used.
Okay.
Honestly.
And I think you have a good chunk to put down, so you may want to put how much down? 5,000, 6,000? What do you want to put down?
3 to 5.
Yeah, I would put down as much as you could, 5,000, but you don't have to. I would put down 5. That'll give you 3,900 for incidentals. But I'd put 5,000 down, and man, that's a good down payment on a car. And in your case, because you have the $5,000, I'd go for a low interest new car. That's what I would do. I really would go for a new car because you have that chunk to put down and you can get very low interest. But, you know, Blinker is right here in the show today, and they do that. They have that, you know, owner to owner. And I don't say you shouldn't go to a dealer. You can go to a reputable dealer. But if you went to blinker.com or you go to and download that smart app, you can find all kinds of used cars and SUVs, and they can handle. This is the good part. If you want to get financed and you have $5,000 to put down, they'll handle everything. You don't have to know how to do anything, and the stuff we were going to help you with, they can help you with. In other words, all the paperwork you need, whatever you need. And here's the other thing. You need to get the car checked no matter who you buy it from. And then if you go through Blinker, they will make sure that all the paperwork is done. Explain the process. She knows, let's say she targets a car and she gets it checked out, or she has SOS inspections, go and check it. Now she likes the car. What does she do if she has money to put down? How does she do that? She puts it in her bank account, right?
Yeah, you simply state your bank account in there, and then you apply for the financing, which is takes only a few seconds to do. And then
you can be funded in a day.
Yeah, you can be funded in a day, and you can buy it. We'll help you with the title. And I think the big thing for you is when you buy it privately like this, we're finding that buyers are saving up to typically $2,500 over what they would pay for the same car at a dealer.
Okay.
So go to blinker.com and then download the smart app. Do both. I like looking on a computer or the big screen for the cars. And then also look at new cars. But please, Shannon, let us help you. Okay?
Okay.
No matter what you decide. Do you have a brother, sister, mother, father anywhere around in town?
Kind of, sort of. They're moving though, so.
I meant someone who can help you look like a dad would like to help his daughter or big brother or something.
Oh, yeah.
But if you need help, we'll be your big brother. Well, actually, I could probably be your grandfather, but we'll help you, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take your information, and then we're going to give you a backline number into the office, okay?
Okay.
And then also, Suzanne, would you give her, please, some emails that she can get back to, okay? And then we'll help her. Because one thing we do not want is to turn this accident into more of an accident where she just has a problem. Hey, Lee.
How are you, Tom?
Good. What's going on, Lee?
Want to know if you have a company you can recommend that installs swamp coolers.
Do you already have the swamp cooler?
I already have it. I need a new one.
Handyman Matters. No? Wait. What do you say no for, Mark?
Because I don't know the new owners. Glenn's gone.
Oh, no. Okay, that's why you're saying
And to be quite honest, I don't like any of the other franchises around with Handyman Matters.
I didn't realize Glenn left.
He was the only guy I liked. He was great for years and years. They retired. Sandy and himself.
Well, we need a good handyman service then, people. If you have one, we need a good one.
We do have a good one.
Okay, then let's use him. Oh, I know who it is. Okay, yeah, you're right. Can you go and get us the name, please, of the handyman? That they can do it. A good handyman service. This is exactly what they're made for. Man, am I sorry to hear. I'm glad that Glenn is retiring, though. What are they going to do? Anything fun? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay, we ought to get him on and say goodbye. So, Lee, we're going to get you a name in a second here. Suzanne, are you looking on the referral list? Or Daphne, if you're listening, could you look for him? Hold on, and we'll come back to you. Okay, Lee? 303-713-TALK, because we want you to find somebody good. Yes, Suzanne. Oh, she's whispering.
No, I didn't know how you left it with Lee.
Okay, find that handyman service we have. Oh, you got it, Mark? Okay. We were just looking for a handyman service who can help him do a swamp cooler. And we do have some good people. And again, just to be clear, Handyman Matters has been for years on our site, and the owners, that's a franchise. So it really all depends on the owners, not the name. So Mark was shaking his head no when I said Handyman Matters because I hadn't found out yet.
I can't stand the Handyman Matters in Boulder. I can't stand the ones that are north. I can't stand the ones south.
See,
he was the best, though.
Yeah, but
Glenn was the best.
Here's the problem with franchises. You get the name Handyman Matters, and they hear it on the show, and they think it's good everywhere. That's the problem.
So we have Inceptor Handyman, Handyman Hub.
Yes.
Either of those two.
Both of them. Both of them. And you can find them at referralist.com. Just put in Handyman. So, where are we on, let's see, Tino. Okay, Tino, what's going on, Tino?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Well, a little pissed off right here.
What's going on?
My wife got rear-ended this morning, taking my daughter to school.
How bad is it?
Well, I haven't seen the car. She called me in the morning, and her truck, Dodge Durango, her bumpers, it's all messed up. But the other cars, I think, more messed up. But so she pulled into the parking lot, and the lady said, don't call police. I'll fix it. She her.
Let me guess. She's uninsured.
Yes, she's uninsured, and no plates on the car, and no license plate, no driver license.
Oh, you got a problem, man. Hold on a second, all right? No light. I hope you got information. SentryRV.com. Sentry RV, if you're looking for a used or new RV, they have the largest used selection. They have 2 locations. Just north of 6th Avenue, right here in Lakewood, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. And then the 119 turnoff in Longmont, that's where they have their service center. Sentry RV. Mark just did business with them, both service and, of course, sale. He can't say enough about them. He loves them. SentryRV.com. If you're looking for an RV, the one out here in Lakewood has an indoor 32,000 square foot showroom. SentryRV.com. Now, Paul says a mechanic did unauthorized work. We'll talk about that. These guys are well adept at what you can and cannot do. Tino says his wife was rear-ended. The other party doesn't have insurance or a license. Man, that sucks. And then, Michael, your door sticking problem on a 96 GMC. We'll talk about all of this coming up.
This report is brought to you by your local Ford store.
There's a few spots to watch out for when you drive across town. I-25 slow downtown, both directions.
You notice they're talking about kinds of checks.
I'm figuring it.
Versions of checks. I want to find this guy in Golden.
And is now banking 6 figures every month. He says it's crazy. There are thousands of people getting rich. Richard used his money to pay off his home and his daughter's entire college tuition. There are dozens upon dozens of life-changing freedom check stories just like these. And while Larry, Sean, and Richard have direct inside contacts for their freedom checks, make no mistake, many Americans, thanks to the insight I'm about to give you,
they sell 3 subscriptions.
from their own freedom checks.
47, basically the standard subscription is 47 annually. It includes digital-only subscriptions to the Real Wealth Strategist Report. They're fucking selling you bullshit.
Will bank over $285,000.
A subscription. What else?
That's it. That's what it includes. The deluxe.
Well, he's not saying he can put your name on.
No. This agency in Toledo is expected to pay out $897 million. This agency in San Diego is set to pay out $675 million. And this one in Houston is expected to pay out
I have a feeling
$1 billion.
They send you out fucking articles.
Set to be paid out of an agency in Bethesda, Maryland. And another $1 billion paid out from Dallas. Plus another $1.9 billion to be paid out of an agency based in New York City. This agency is expected to pay out a total of $661 million. This one, $974 million.
They basically tell you what companies. They tell you what companies have fucking dividends, and then if you invest in that company, you'll of course get a fucking dividend check. And that's all you're buying. A subscription to companies that have dividends.
He's actually pitching master limited partnerships.
Oh.
It's known for owning and operating. I did a little more investigation. I also checked the guys that they put up there. None of them, I couldn't find one of them.
Look, we got
I know, these are the ones that checked all of these. No, I mean, I did a Google on them. I can't find a person that exists like that name.
Here's what he did that was amazing, though. If you Google it, the first 3 pages are all positive. He bought every fucking placement there was.
MLPs are publicly traded
They have a very high dividend. You get a pay form for it, pay one for one.
Yeah, you don't have to pay.
No.
Wow.
Tune in for more Reverend Talk Radio with Michael Brown Friday.
If it's in your IRA,
But my entire point where I was going. It's all he's doing is selling a list of companies that have dividends.
Sure. TV.
I did it, bro. I did it.
He's doing it very well.
Honest to God, I did it. I really did it.
Is it expensive?
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are helping people every single day. We're helping people. And if you want to be helped, all you have to do is call. Now let's go to the phones. Listen, guys, we did find out about freedom checks. Mark, this is a longer discussion, and we have people on the phone. I would like to do this on Monday. I mean, this is, now listen.
I'm not calling in from vacation.
No, but I'd like, okay, all right. Then stay tuned, folks. I need to take people on the phone, and then we're going to talk about it. Freedom checks, you're hearing it advertised on iHeart. Now listen. It is not a scam. It's worded in such a way you'll think it's a scam. And they really do use true life examples. But it's very tricky. I think it's an ingenious marketing plan, but I wouldn't do it. Okay, I just wouldn't do it. But they are absolutely telling the truth. Michael, what's going on with your 96 GMC? Budget A1's listening, and Sheridan Auto Tech's listening. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Tom. Hey, I've got 96 GMC. It's in, fairly decent shape. It's my daily driver. When I try and get out of the truck, I can't get out. I can roll down the window and
climb out. You can climb out. Now, listen, you can open it from the outside, but you can't open it from the inside.
Correct.
Now, if you get outside and open it, and then you move it back and forth, is there anything jamming it? In other words, is it the unlock mechanism triggered from the inside, or is it mechanically jammed?
I think it's mechanically.
Then if it was mechanically jammed, you couldn't open it from the outside. That's what I'm asking.
Well, it used to be able, I had no problems opening it from the inside, but like right now I can't even open it from the inside.
Here's what I'm asking. When you do get it open from the outside, does it open, is it difficult to pull open?
No.
Okay, so it's not jammed. That's what I meant. Is it jammed? Or the only thing you're talking about is the activation, not the movement, the activation.
Correct. Okay, yeah.
Okay, the movement is normal. The activation is only on the outside.
Yes.
So, guys, that sounds like there's a rod or something disconnected.
It's the inner door handle.
Inner door handle.
Yep.
It came loose.
There's a bushing in there, and they wear out.
There's a little plastic eyelet on it, too.
And it goes through a hook.
Sure, exactly.
Right.
So when you pull up on that thing or pull it, however it works, well, this is a 96. You're pulling up on it. That rod is not...
Pulling back.
Pulling back, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That is not connected any longer. So you have to take the door panel off, and you'll see it. And you fix it any way you can. It's a 96. I wouldn't pay anybody to do it. Are you mechanically inclined at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Take the panel off. You'll see the activation rod. Connect it any way you can.
Yeah, the rod's probably laying down in the door.
Yeah, or, you'll see what moves and what should move by the outside one.
It's usually those little clips.
It's got a little plastic clip, yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
but it's probably an aluminum inner door handle, and they're really prone on those vehicles to be broken.
You can go to a junkyard, too, and get parts, man. Have some fun with it.
All right. Thank you,
John. Yeah, sure. I mean, now, had you said it was mechanically stuck from one direction, that would be very weird. Tom, welcome. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. I have a 2007 third-generation Miata, and I need to get the soft top replaced on it. And apparently, these in particular are very involved. You've got to remove most of the interior to do the job.
Yep.
So I'm looking for a recommendation for a shop that knows what they're doing and has maybe done one.
Any good body shop should know how to do that. Body shops are the ones you would go to. How about Michael's in Castle Rock?
Very good.
Michael's Auto Body. Or Colorado, what's the one? I'm trying to think of the one that did a lot of work on
Cherry Creek.
No, there's one in Aurora that we have that I thought did all of my work.
Yeah, we have another one. I can't think of the
If
name.
you go to, really a good body shop, you don't need a specific, you don't need a specific shop. Body shops encounter all of that, especially if they say, like foreign cars or whatever. Body shops are the place to go. Now, Tino, I didn't forget about you. So, no insurance and no license. What did your wife do after getting rear-ended like this? What did she do?
Well, she was saying that not to call police, but she said she had to call police. And,
right.
So
Good.
She did.
Good.
And she took pictures of her car and her car.
Yeah.
And took a picture of her temp plate.
Yup.
Tag. That was going to expire today.
Mm-hmm. And then what? Did she get name and address and all? Did the police get all that information for her?
Yes.
Well, listen, all I can tell you is this. This person is responsible to you directly, but, it's what are you going to do? You got to go after him, and you got to go after him in small claims where you got to get a judgment. Then you got to garnish wages. You got to do all of that.
Okay.
In fact, 30% of the people are driving around like this.
Are they legal?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay.
But the officer didn't give her a paper. What's it called?
A ticket?
Report.
Police report.
I think she gave her a ticket. She
Yeah.
said she did give her a ticket.
Good.
But she didn't give her a written report.
Well, you have to go. You have to go to the counter. See, they make up the report, then you go get it at the police station.
Okay.
Chino, what insurance you got?
You know what? I had Nationwide. I canceled like 3 weeks ago because it was getting too expensive.
You mean as far as collision? You don't have collision?
No, I don't think so.
Uninsured motorists?
Oh, but that doesn't cover property damage. You have to have collision for uninsured motorists. Well, hold on. Uninsured motorist property damage is a very specific coverage that almost no one has, but it's called uninsured property damage, and that means that if you get in an accident against an uninsured motorist, they will cover it. But I don't know anybody who carries it. I don't know anyone who carries uninsured property damage.
Okay.
Which is odd, but I don't know anyone who carries it. But, Tino, there's nothing you can do, man. I mean, were you hoping that we knew about, seriously, and then I'm only asking this because I'm wondering, and we want to help people. What were you thinking you could get? Like any, victim assistance or something? Or what were you thinking?
Well, no, I was just, my main question was, she didn't get a written report, and he just gave her a case number.
So that's right, and that's what you go to the police station with to get the report, to go to small claims court. But make sure you do it, man. If this person works or is anywhere, it's very difficult, especially as Mark asked, is she legal? He was meaning, does she have documentation? Because if she does, then it's easier to collect because she might have a job, a social security number, and all of that. Without it, it's near impossible, okay? It's just near impossible.
Well, we've talked to Compass before. Really, the reason I asked that is a lot of times, a lot of insurance companies, if you don't have a social security number and everything, you can't get insurance.
Right. Paul, you said a mechanic did unauthorized work. Okay, so guys, I want to ask our guys to listen in on this especially. First of all, did you take your truck in for repairs or was it towed?
I drove it in.
And what did you say when you drove it in?
I knew what was wrong with it. The front and rear main seals were leaking.
And what did you say?
Can you do these repairs?
And they said yes?
Yes.
Did they give you a price?
They did.
How much?
So it was the front and rear main seals, the clutch, and the starter for $1,400.
And you said yes. Did you sign anything?
On the $1,400, I did.
Okay. And then you left. And then what happened?
So they took the engine apart, and they told me that they thought antifreeze might be leaking into the oil, which I did not believe because I know my antifreeze level
this is after you left.
Yeah.
And what did they say about that?
That they wanted to replace the O-ring seals for the wet sleeves.
And what did you say?
I said that if there's a leak, it's not that bad because they couldn't produce any antifreeze.
Well, so what did you say? Did you say don't do any? And then what happened?
I also said don't do it because I don't have the money.
I see. All right. And then what happened?
So I go get. They also told me that a seal on the tranny was leaking. It's a $30 part.
Did you tell them to do that?
I told them to do that, so I ran and got the part, brought them that, and when I came back, that's when I discovered they had taken the head off the block and the pistons out.
To do the what?
To go ahead and rebuild the whole engine.
And wait a minute. And you went back there and said, wait a minute, what the hell are you doing? Did you say that?
Yeah, I did.
And what did they say?
The mechanic's there, and he goes, well, the boss came back here and said, tear it apart. And I said, well, why the hell didn't he call me to verify? And everybody didn't know. So they called him. This was Friday last week. He says, tell that man, he told the secretary to tell me to call him back on Monday, and he would have a solution for me. So I went in there when they opened at 8 a.m.
And what did they say?
Videotaping, and he had no solution. He just only came up with, give me some time to figure out what I need to do. So over the weekend, I talked to the pros at McCandless, and they said that what he did was about $1,700 worth of damage, because not only do they need to replace all the piston rings, they need to replace all the head bolts, or that engine could fall apart just starting.
Guys, why did they have to replace all those things? Because they removed them?
Well, the head bolts are torque to yield, so you can't reuse them.
Okay, so head bolts, but that, okay.
Yeah,
in other words,
rings,
so he didn't, but they didn't do damage. What they did is unauthorized work. It's not damage.
Exactly.
I mean, if you put it back together. So Paul, first of all, guys, the rule is he gave him a $1,400 bill estimate. If it was going to be, what, more than 10%?
10%.
Right, 10%.
You call them, right?
Exactly.
And you get it written down. Who did it, what time, all that, right?
You know, Tom, even if it's under 10%, you should always call the customer anyway.
Yeah, it's because
Period.
That's because you guys do.
Right.
Well, it doesn't sound like the owner...
it's 10% or $100.
Or $100.
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound like he's contesting the fact that they did work he wasn't supposed to.
What are you contesting?
No, the owner of the shop doesn't sound like...
Yeah, Paul. Do they acknowledge they did stuff you didn't ask for?
On video, they did, but the owner is trying to be slimy about it. He's saying, that wasn't my understanding. So when I left the shop to go get that part, that seal, he's trying to say that he thought I said I was going to go buy a rebuild kit from International.
Okay.
It's like $5,200 for that kit. So let me tell you what the thing is about the charge. So that day I did the video, there's only one copy of my signature on that for the $1,400 agreement.
Yeah.
And so I said, I need a copy of that right now, before he tried altering anything. So he says, okay. So he pulls out my folder to make a copy, and I see another document in the folder, and I go, what's that? He goes, oh, he's trying to be shifty about it. I said, I need a copy of that too.
What is it?
So he gave me another document that doesn't have my signature on it, where he added on another $1,200 to the original repairs that we were talking about. And
you're gonna win this, man. But where is your truck right now?
In his shop.
And what is he saying he's gonna do?
He's saying he's only gonna replace one piston ring so far and put the old head bolts back in. And I actually caught his mechanic on video again today, walking to the shop while I was walking out, and he admitted everything that I just told you. And he's saying that they're just waiting for the piston ring, but he doesn't know if it's going to be all six.
Listen. Why do you have to do new rings, guys? Why do you have to do new rings?
It's just hard to get them to restart.
All right, hold on a second, all right? We'll come right back with this.
This is Denver's Talk.
One piston ring. Can't do that. No.
This is a diesel.
Come on. Yeah, diesel or gas. You can't buy one piston ring.
No, wait a minute. You're saying I can't go to a junkyard and buy one piston ring.
Can you believe this? He's our expert. Says you can't buy one piston ring.
Well, I bought one.
If you rent out a vehicle, exactly like his, you can just take the whole thing apart and get that one piston ring off it.
Listen, guys, what does this sound like to you? Do you think the guy authorized it, changed his mind? I don't. I don't either. Thought he did, though.
Well, what's interesting is the customer supplying parts to the shop.
That's also exactly.
That's very interesting.
Backyard mechanic.
Here's what I think. I don't think shops are anxious to do work they don't think they're going to get paid for. Seriously.
No.
I think there was don't you think there was a misunderstanding? Because nobody wants to do work if they're not going to get paid. Because then it's a hassle.
But not these guys.
And if it's a misunderstanding, the shop owner or manager should have gotten the authorization.
There may be another truck that was supposed to have this work done, and owner said tear it down, and the owner's not there, and, you know, blah, blah.
Miscommunication.
Yeah.
But what shops are going to allow you to go get the parts yourself?
No. Well, what shops are going to do the work and do it for $1,400? Help you.
Right, exactly.
He went to that mechanic app.
Yeah.
He went to the mechanic app, and the mechanic bid it really cheap.
Yeah.
Where did the term shade tree really come from?
Oh,
I don't know. Shade tree mechanic. I mean, because they couldn't afford a building, so they literally worked under a tree.
Rope over a branch to pull the motor out.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. That's not a bad one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. The shop. Can we use that?
I'm going to look it up. See if
The shop is you need to reassemble that whole thing back together the way it was when it came in.
Sure.
But they're also going to have to eat the head bolts because they're torque to yield. And if they put it back, when they put it back together, and they don't use those head bolts, and it causes engine problems, they're going to be eaten.
And what's going to happen? They're going to go to a new tree. They're going to pick up their stuff and move to a new tree.
So I guess there is a app for auto repair called Open Bay. One of my guys sent me. You guys familiar with that where shops bid on?
They do.
What you just said.
Oh, really?
Shops bid on work.
No, they do bid on work. You tell them what you need, and they bid on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but so is
And then
Andy's
what?
list.
I don't know. I flipped it out.
I think it sounds more sketchier than.
Yeah, I mean, helping them pay for it was your angle. You know, the financing for fixing that.
If you can get a lien on the car that's worth shit.
Right.
Did you look up shade tree mechanic?
I can't find the origin.
No, it's because they go out backyard under a tree. That's why, Mark.
Yeah, I know what he says.
That's exactly what it is. They're outside at their home.
So you're saying every shade tree mechanic works under a tree.
And they do it to get out, so it's like to get out of the sun, they put it under a tree.
Or they need the branch to lift the motor out.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
I'll bet you'll find it's that reason.
You see that stuff upstate New York.
Have you ever had a shade tree mechanic work on your helicopter?
Yeah, no.
Clint. I bet he's been a shade tree mechanic. I have no doubt. Hopefully I'll get back from Vegas this time without my phone getting stolen from some prick.
Not going to happen.
Although I did make $600 on that deal.
Suzanne told me where you were staying. You ever stayed there before?
I have never stayed there.
Something Station?
Sunset Station.
Sunset Station.
I've
heard good things about it, though.
Well, their last property we stayed at, same owners, was Red Rocks, which is, I mean, it's fucking top-notch. This isn't one of their top-notch, but I got a huge suite, so we got a big suite, and they've got a great sports books. Really, what I like doing there, man, is watching the ponies. I like watching races.
You ever do the trotters?
Yep. In the evening.
Yeah.
What's that? What's a trotter?
Harness
Hi,
racing?
Tom Martino here.
Oh, yeah.
It's still 303.
713-8255. So, really, we got a problem. I don't think any shop, this is my own opinion, we can go around the clock here, but I don't think any shop knowingly and on purpose will do work you did not authorize or they thought you did not authorize because they don't want the hassle. They want to be able to make the money or get the money. They don't want to have a problem collecting the money. That's just my gut feeling. Now, that's not saying you did authorize it, Paul, but maybe there was a misunderstanding on their part. But still, even if there was, if they don't have absolute proof you approved it, you're in the driver's seat, Paul.
Yep, and so like a dumbass on my part, I went to Better Business Bureau after the fact and found out this isn't the only time he's done this.
Oh, really?
He has 2 other complaints on the Better Business Bureau. And,
what's the name of the shop?
Diesel's Only 2.
Okay, so where does it stand right now? Where does it stand? What is he going to do? What are you going to do? Tell me what the status is.
So the status is right now, if he only puts in 1 piston ring and starts that engine and ruins the piston housings, then he's going to be liable for that. But I know he's going to say that he didn't cause it and it was probably already there.
Well, then don't let him do it. I would retrieve it any way I could, get it out of there, and sue him. Don't let him do the work.
Yeah, we have a tow truck lined up, and allegedly he's supposed to call me back. He hasn't called me back in a week, but we're about to go down there again. And we just wanted to call into your show and get this on the show.
You need to get that thing out of there with all your parts. You need to get it out of there. And this guy, you need to go after him.
Okay. And it's like the other question I had is that truck brings in $1,800 a day. So every day it's down,
Oh, my God. What do you do?
There.
Where do I buy one of those trucks?
Yeah, what do you do with it? What do you do with it?
It's an aerial lift truck, and I trim trees with it all day or cut them down. So it makes $1,800 to $2,500 a day.
You need to go after this guy, man, but he's not going to have the money.
Yeah, and he said he had liability insurance, but I don't know if he does or not.
Yeah, I don't think Garage Keepers would cover that. Do you?
Loss of income, no.
I don't.
How many miles on the engine?
I think it's at like around 160.
It wouldn't be a bad idea now that he did the work for you to go somewhere and have this rebuilt.
Yeah, I already have mechanics set up to do it because they're international pros. They charge a lot more, but.
Well, hold on. You ought to check Mark right here, man. This guy has a machine
Does it have graffiti on the front of the building?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you bring your truck to if it's the place I'm looking at? Oh, my God.
Which is
I pointed that out, too.
Listen, man. Listen. Get his name, and I think you should call Mark Machowski. You guys are. The reason I mention that is you specifically have a machine shop and are set up for this. I mean, but he mentioned international.
So let me ask you: did you bring your car to this shop because they quoted you a real cheap price to do all this?
No, that's actually right in the range.
Why did you take it to them? Why did you take it to them?
Just because he's friendly, he seems professional, and all I used to do is get my emissions done by him before.
You got to look at this place.
I see him working on other trucks, but I never got into how good of a job they did on those trucks.
Okay, Paul, don't make another mistake, please. Please talk to Mark Machowski at Budget A1 because they can go over and get it. Or if you have a guy going to get it. I'm not saying the guy you have lined up is bad. Hey, have you done international work?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what year did he say it was? What year is it?
I don't recall the year.
Paul, what year is it?
2000.
A 2000 international?
Yeah, the engine's the 466.
The 466.
Yeah.
Is that an international engine?
Yes.
The actual engine?
Yes, a very common one.
So they're not around. Is International still around? God, I love that.
Yeah.
That company makes a good product, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, they do.
Didn't they make a Scout at one time?
Exactly.
God, was that a good vehicle. You couldn't kill it.
It was a tank.
You could not kill that little SUV. Well, it's not that little, not that, but it was an SUV. Comparative negligence. I mentioned that the other day. Well, not the other day. Yeah, a few calls ago about a woman that was offered 80% of her loss in an accident, saying she was partly to blame. More and more insurance companies are doing this. Sometimes it's apropos, sometimes it's not. What's your feedback on that, Chuck?
Oh, I have a question about that. Let's say I'm in an accident and I have a $2,000 car and someone hits me and they're judged 80% at fault.
Then you get 80% of market value.
80% whatever. And that means I'm 20% responsible.
That's right. That's right.
But does it mean I'm 20% responsible for his damage?
Hold on. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes what they'll do, they'll take the bigger loss and subtract the other one from it.
Almost always.
Well, no, not almost. Sometimes they do comparative negligence on one car alone, and the other car doesn't. They don't have collision damage, and they don't go after the other party.
I got you.
You know that, and if you're at fault, you can't go after the other party. See, it's their company doing it, not the victim's company. The victim's company will turn you down for a dime. So what the perpetrator's company does is says, hey, you're responsible for 80%. They don't subtract unless that other party had collision. If the other party had collision coverage, they may say, since we have to fix this other car too, we're going to take part of that off yours.
Okay, I was thinking if he has a Mercedes and hits my 96 Valiant, would I be responsible for 20% of the damage on his Mercedes?
If he was at fault, no, because you would, you know, so no, because his company simply won't pay, and if you sue for 20%, that's stupid because he has more damage than you. So, but your company may say, wait a minute. You know, you're 20% responsible. We're only going to give you 80%, but they're not going to subtract. But they're not going to subtract your damage because they're not paying for your damage because you don't have that coverage. So it almost doesn't happen. You know, you'd have to have both companies. Both parties that have collision coverage and liability, and then in that case, if it's 80-20. Then the other company who has to pay for their party's thing, if it's $1,000 worth of damage, they may assess 20% to you, but they take it off what they pay you. That's all part of the comparative negligence claim.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's. There's a few slow spots across town. Trouble.
He didn't say he made it, he said he took it in.
18 to 25, right. Of course, that's not paying his people either.
Okay. I mean, he can't do his job without the truck. It's like a tow truck.
He can't make money.
Right. And look at this: a front and rear main seal, a clutch, and a starter for $1,400 on a big international. Come on.
No parts. He's buying all parts.
Even still.
Now, you're right.
Why do you do a jacked up job like that anywhere where you do parts and shit?
Right.
Jesus Christ! Why do people do that shit?
That's why I keep on telling Scott, stop it.
Oh,
what? Scott doesn't take on crazy stuff, does he?
If you don't have anything going on, he will. And I actually.
What? He'll say, hey, you know, bring in the eggs, I'll scramble them.
Yeah.
No,
if we don't have anything else to do, can we? If it's slow, if it's really dead, better than nothing sometimes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I've done that. Yeah. Not a lot though. Definitely not a lot.
So I told Scott when that happens, mark up the labor more.
You have to. But almost every time I try to do it, they bring
make
the
sure
wrong
they
part.
understand it's not
The
your
wrong
warranty.
part comes in, you get the thing tore down, and they
or
give
the guy
ask
comes
me.
in with a part 2, 3, 4 days later.
Yep.
Son of a gun.
Because you got to write on the
Okay,
plan.
I need to decide. I'm taking
Right.
Nathan Cuff's.
Warranty only applies to
I'm
labor.
taking him off. I'm not paying for his email if I'm going to give one to Clint. I'm just not going to pay for this anymore.
We're going to move over to 365 soon too. The new referral list emails are all going to be 365 here soon.
What do you mean 365?
It's Microsoft. Instead of Gmail, it's Microsoft.
Why?
Better, cheaper.
I'm not giving up Gmail.
You don't have to give up. I'm talking referrallist.com.
Oh.
You'll have a Tom at referral list.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
No, my whole point is you don't have to be paying for any extras.
No, cool. Well, okay, because I have at Troubleshooter.com for the deputies. I think that looks good for the investigator, but it doesn't matter. I won't ever reach the limit. That's good. That's really good. I thought you were saying you wanted to switch everything over.
I like Microsoft.
No, you might at some point. You might want
Microsoft
to.
email.
It's cheaper.
Much better.
Well, I don't pay. I hardly pay anything for all of this. Plus, it gives me docs, calendars. I'd have to give all that shit up if I.
No, I think they do it all with. It's all like Word.
Yeah, I'd rather.
It is Word. That's why it's called 365.
Yeah,
it's Office.
I
it's
like
Word.
the Google system because everywhere I am, I have access. And I know Microsoft does it, but goddamn, Google is just with the calendars, the Google invites. Everyone uses it. It's the standard of the industry. That's why I use it. But here's the other thing: docs are really important for sharing and all that. We can still maintain Google. You just want to switch over, but for the life of me, how much cheaper can it be? I am
$6 a month.
I am charged $60 a year for an email. So
per email?
Yeah, per email. Yeah, $60 a month, a year. $60 a year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the breakdown.
But that includes everything, by the way. That gives them access to everything.
Yeah, I know.
It's not supposed to warm up.
We'll see how.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
44.
Who cares? We'll see if it's
Of course,
good
if it was
enough.
sunny out, it would melt. That cloud definitely keeps it.
But I think it is a good idea to have at referralist.com.
Well, we need to for billing purposes.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, there's reasons we have to. I mean, because a new site, when they sign up, you know, they're given credit card numbers, everything. We got to have a billing address at that SSL.
I want to delete it. I don't want to assign another person owner. I just want to delete it. Delete it.
Maybe you can't. Maybe you got to keep it forever and ever.
Oh, select data to transfer. I don't want to delete account. I don't want to transfer data. He has nothing. Okay, good. Now I'm going to get one to clean here. Then I'm not at my limit.
Steve Wynn collection.
Collection of what?
Well, apparently it's all women. Like, I mean, that's what it's called.
If anyone deserves an email, it's Clint.
You know, we'll watch the ponies. We do all.
It's only $50 a year, Mark. But
some of the best restaurants I hear are out there.
The best food in the world is in Vegas.
Right.
Better than, well, I won't say New York City, with the exception of New York City, but.
Hi, I'm Tom
Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, 303-781-9858. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242. And then Blinker.com or Blinker, the app for the smartphone you can get on the Play Store or at the, what's the other one called? Play Store and the...
iTunes Store.
Or App Store, yeah, App Store. Okay, yeah. So, I have to keep going. People at, okay, Stephanie... This looks serious. Stephanie, oh my God, this looks really serious. Holy cow, Stephanie. What's going on here?
Hi. Well, we were, my husband and I were adopting 2 kids. It's a private adoption in Colorado. And the adoption agency that we chose to go with had, kind of fumbled around with our adoption for a while. We should have been finalized in July 2017.
What's the name of the agency?
Adoptions by Heart.
Adoptions by Heart. Have they been around a while?
No, they were kind of a newer agency. Yeah, but that's where our kiddos were, so we signed on with them.
Now, were these babies?
No, they're older kids. It's a sibling group.
From where? From what country?
From Denver.
Okay.
From here, from Denver. So it's a private adoption. We found out about them and moved forward with Adoptions by Heart. We liked what the owner, Jerry was saying. You know, she'd been in adoptions for a really long time, and everything seemed okay at the time. But as time went on, you fill out an application, and that has a fee, and then you have to do a home study, and that has a fee.
Now, can the home study be reused, or is that just out the window?
I don't know. We're looking into that now.
How much money? How much money did you pay?
At the end of this, the adoption piece was $30,000.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you pay $30,000?
Yeah, we over the course of time, each time you have something done, you have to pay for.
Is any of that salvageable? I mean, what?
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. We haven't been able to look at our file.
Our agencies, did this agency go away?
Yeah, so Colorado shut them down. Apparently, what we've been told is other people were complaining about their practices and filed a complaint. And then, so what happened was they tried to present our case in October, and the magistrate wouldn't hear the case. We weren't really sure why.
What case? What are you talking about? Case for adoption?
Our finalization. So you have to go to a court and present your adoption, and it's finalized.
Hey, Stephanie, in the interest of time, I'm going to continue this no matter what. See, Daphne's already salivating on this one. Seriously, this is terrible. Just because, for a number of reasons. First, you're a loving family that want kids. There are kids that need a loving family. And the rip-off aspect of $30,000. The name of the agency was Adoption by Heart. Who was the principal behind it?
Jerry Glazer.
Jerry Glazer?
Yeah.
Man or woman?
Woman.
Jerry Glazer. And did you look into her? Have you had anyone looking into these people?
No. No, we just kind of followed. I mean, she's been in adoptions for a long time with other agencies. Apparently, what we've been told is she's not allowed to kind of work in adoptions anymore, thankfully. But I don't know if, like...
Well, what I want to know is, were there real kids involved that you really got to know, and can you continue the process for these children?
Well, that's what we're hoping. Yeah, they're in our home right now. I mean, we've been fostering them.
Oh my God! So you do have them. Well, then I'm sure you have a. How old are they, Stephanie?
Well, they're 8 and 9 right now, so they're brother and a sister.
I'm sure you're going to have a leg up on adopting them.
Well, yeah, definitely, but I don't know what's the case. Like, so part of this is, are we going to have to start again with a whole nother adoption agency, and is it going to be a whole nother $30,000? Because, like, when you start in an adoption, you get kind of your fee and you budget for that. Nobody says, well, you might have to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times before you finally adopt your kids. So we started in with another adoption agency, and she didn't want to take our case because it was at the end. She took the other cases with Adoptions by Heart who were...
Right, because there's not money to be made. Stephanie,
correct.
Let's get you some help. Hold on. I'm going to turn you over to Daphne. We're going to take this one step at a time. Our main goal will be to take this case and try to get someone to take it so you can finish your adoption and we can be one happy family. So hang on. I'm Tom Martino. This is what we do. We love what we do. Help, help, help. We'll look into Adoptions by Heart, too, and if there are any other ripoffs, let us know. Remember, folks, referrallist.com. Save all your problems for me.
Spring is in the air. Time to think about your lawn and trees. Give Mr. Green Jeans Lawn and Tree Care Services a call. Mr. Green Jeans can make your lawn and trees look better than ever, and at up to 30% less than the other companies. If you need lawn fertilization or aerating, tree spraying or feeding, also irrigation service.
They have 2 kids involved, too. Listen, the home studies about...